Hi.
Are we live?
Yeah, we're live.
Hello everybody, and welcome to Dice Drinks and Drama. I did not know we were live. I am your apparently still undead DM, John Heath Clark. Let us meet the rest of our fabulous cast.
Hello, I'm Carter Scott Horton. I'm there. I'll be playing Warwick Throne, who is a Dampier, which is like basically a vampire spawn, who's broken out on his own. Artificer Artillerist, who works for the Shifttown Sisters. He's kind of the guy at the desk, a planner, tech guy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Come to me first, and we'll go to our guest after that. Hi, I'm Zeke Stewart. I am playing Euclid Clausen, but a much younger one. It's the guy you've already seen so many times. I don't have worms on my face yet. You'll see how that happens today. This is my background origin story. If this is your first time seeing it, Euclid is an Aasimar, not a warlock right now. Actually, what am I?
Rogue?
Rogue, that's the word. It's so weird. I haven't said anything else in a very long time. Yeah, and I'm slowly, this is our first adventure. I'm joining a gang. You'll meet all our characters. Cool.
Zeke, real quick, check
Yes.
out something in the Zoom chat.
Yes, I think I saw it, but I will check it out again over here.
Great.
Thank you.
So we're meeting Cheyenne now, yes?
Mm-hmm. Cheyenne.
Yes, it's my turn. Hello. I'm Cheyenne. This is my first go-to at a nice little D&D adventure. So I'm excited. I will be playing Aradal, a very wonderful and angelic dad. He's the handsome chap you see with look at that drawing. Look, he's got the glowing eyes and the beard. I love that. And I guess we'll see how our little angel friend deals with the kind of misadventures coming forward for him. So let's see how that goes.
Yeah.
All right.
Vickle.
Oh, it's me.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Vic Priano. I'll be playing. What's my character's name? I think
That'll come in a second.
it's Whitley Eckhart. I'm a rogue and mentor in a totally different way to this whole gang. Definitely not Den Mom.
Hello, everyone. My name is Devon Bryant, but today I will be playing Douglas Brimbledon, a stout halfling champion fighter from the Rolling Hills. You might have heard something like that a couple of times, but believe me, I'm much wiser and much handsomer than whoever you're thinking of right now. You see. I've been around these parts for a very, very long time, and while I didn't quite make it as an adventurer, I definitely made it as a criminal, which is why I'm helping these ladies out today.
I love your prop work.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's very good.
Yeah.
Kitty cat ears never leave, though. Always a cat.
Never leave.
Once a cat, always a cat.
Always a cat.
Uh-huh.
Also, these are my only headphones with a microphone right now.
Is that everybody? That
Yeah,
is
it is.
Mhm.
everybody. All right. So we are in a warehouse in Shivtown. Shivtown is the nastiest, slimiest, skeeziest part of Populous Rex, which is currently called Capitus Rex. So this is before the fall of the Emperor, the rise of the Beholder Emperor, his eventual fall, and the instatement of a republic. So we're currently living in Imperial Capitus Rex. How many years ago is this, Euclid?
This would be a little bit more than 10 years ago.
Correct. So Emperor Bacchus III is the current terrible emperor. The city is in disarray. Shivtown doesn't see cops. The only law here is strength. And most of it is just a putrid place with, feces on the street kind of area of the city, right? But this warehouse looks like that from the outside, but once you go in, it's nicely appointed, tastefully decorated, red velvets, a chandelier. But we aren't there yet. right?
Mhm.
We are walking up to this warehouse with a young Euclid. For those of us who never met young Euclid before, which is all of us, what does he look like? Maybe even include some things that are different.
Yeah, so at this time period, Euclid has no arms on his face, but he still has some trademark ASMR stuff. He has like a little gray near his eyes here, and they're like a stranger color, a little brighter than anyone else's. He has a lump on his back where his wings are tied tight behind him, and he's trying to hide it. He still wears a hood as much as he can, so he can hide what he was. But a puff of like hair sort of points out, which is multicolored. He's way like super thin and gangly, and it looks like he's wearing, even though he's wearing a robe, it essentially looks like it's hanging off a coat hanger. Super tiny dude. Yeah. With a fairly pointy face.
Great.
Yeah.
And seen only to Euclid is a strange figure. Why don't you describe his exact relationship, what he looks like? Remember to include size, please.
Mm-hmm.
Sure thing. That's on me. All right.
Yeah, please.
The strange figure is none other than Euclid's guardian angel, Eridol, who is a deva in the universe of D&D. He's a kind deva who has chosen to take on a rather dwarvish appearance with the whole beard and whatnot. And I believe this is due to Euclid's backstory, which he might elaborate on. I'm unsure what the viewers know in terms of exposition. But he's a very kind and fatherly figure, definitely a bit taller than Euclid. If they use the imperial system, I guess it would be 7 feet. I don't know how many meters that would be, 2 meters maybe. He stands nice and tall, not exactly as gangly as our boy Euclid, but he's a relatively, think of like if a tree was an angel, essentially. A bearded angel who follows Euclid around with always a little bit of concern as to what his young charge is doing, I suppose.
So, you are approaching the headquarters of the Shivtown Shades, one of the most feared gangs in all of the city. They are a step above most other groups. They're more of a elite mercenary cartel that uses this rundown area as a place to hide out than they are a thieves guild that belongs in this sort of place, right? We'll talk about the leaders in a little bit, but for right now, Euclid, you're about to start your very first job. For months, you've been doing menial work, guarding and pickpocketing, showing that you can get the basic stuff done, but this is your first real job after months of being vetted. Discuss.
Right, I can do this. Oh shit. Alright, I can't do this. And he like turns around and walks back for a second. Like, oh fuck. Oh, you can't believe I'm meeting them. 2 sisters, right? This is wild.
We've gone over this a few times already. You need to calm down.
Oh no, Whitley, you're not there. It's just him and Eridol.
Oh, I didn't realize. Sorry.
It's fine.
You know, Euclid, I don't approve of your life decisions, but I mean, I'm sure there are lots of heroes who've started out as, well, working for criminal types.
Look, I do what I have to do, right? Look,
Yes.
Lady Foxtrot came at my family. I got to turn it around, right? You have a noble person coming at your family. The cops don't respond to it. You got to do something about it, right? So, like, there's just so much that's like on my shoulders, right? But oh god,
A lot on your shoulders. Speaking of my dear boy, maybe you should eat a little. You're looking a bit wiry. I worry for you, Euclid.
no, if I ate anything, I'd just come right back up right now.
That's fair. Victim of circumstance, but maybe after all of this, we can move on to things that aren't crime. Noble purposes. I think you have the great makings of a hero, my boy.
Yeah, this hero shit again. Alright, sure.
Dong!
Oh
Dong!
shit! Oh shit! I gotta go in. Right,
Great bell of Capitus Rex rings 6 p.m. You are now technically late.
Oh fuck! And I like just open up the door and rush in.
Great.
Think about it.
As previously described, the inside of the The inside of the warehouse is much nicer. Velvets, a touch of gold, a nice chandelier. A candelabra was standing peaceably by the entrance, but you swing the door open too hard, trip. Actually, make a dexterity saving throw, Euclid.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm good at dexterity, especially as a rogue.
Yeah, and remember
That's
your
a 5?
proficiency.
That's a 5?
5 total.
Yeah.
You trip over the door jamb, smack into the candelabra, and it falls towards one of the nearby velvet curtains. Whitley, why don't you stop this from happening in some way?
Whitley's going to try to just be rather insightful, have an eye for detail, notice that trip a little bit more preemptively than, Euclid would. And I'm going to just try to use my insight for that.
Great. So you're gonna notice where it's falling and try to catch it before it rolls. Great.
Yes.
So why don't you make a insight check to watch Euclid, and then we'll describe what Whitley looks like catching this thing.
15.
Great. So you watch it perfectly calculate its trajectory, step in and nimbly catch it before it would hit the velvet curtain. What does Whitley look like?
Whitley's also a little scrappy. She tends to kind of be a little bit peckish, but only after jobs. You don't really necessarily see her eating anything other than that. She's been through a lot lately because she now has pretty much a cub and everyone else having to deal with all that. But on top of that, we have her just very, very wiry frame, very wiry hair, and then her two horns kind of sticking out of her head, protruding in some ways. She tends to use her bangs to kind of cover it up a little bit, but it doesn't always work.
Is she dressed in any particular kind of way?
Yes, she's dressed in a trench coat and very, very shiny leather leggings with very, very discreet shoes. You could tell they're very light on the feet.
And the quality is probably a little higher than the quality level of clothing of most people here.
Quite a bit higher.
Great. It's great. Like from the finest leathersmiths in the city and pieces of jewelry, stuff like that.
Yes.
Great. There's an aspect of nobility about her. What does she say to Euclid?
You can't ruin it already. Like you can't do this now.
No, I'm fine, right? I can take care of myself. Thanks. Thanks. Oh.
Just go.
Yeah, thanks.
So as the candelabra gets righted, as you're in this waiting room, you see the two other figures that are waiting for them. First, we see Douglas Brimbledom. What does Douglas have to say about all this?
Now, am I supposed to be relying on this wiry little one for any type of support throughout this mission? Because if so, boy, you've got some learning to do.
What does Douglas look like for us?
Douglas is a very handsome, very, very handsome halfling. He's got nice olive skin. It's very tight, nice short hair. It's dark. He could probably have been a model if he weren't a criminal, but he wanted to be an adventurer, which is why he's a criminal.
Great. Anything special about his clothing, hairstyle? Is it all functional? Is it fabulous? What is his look?
Douglas is a little bit more rustic, a little bit more Western, if you will. It's dusty, it's tan, it's a little worn because he wears to do his job in.
Great. All right. Then also there's another strange looking individual in a wheelchair, if I'm not incorrect. Yes?
Yes.
Why don't
Hello.
you describe it, Warwick?
Oh, yes. So I am Warwick Throne. He's was a human maybe 100, 200 years ago. It's hard to tell. He's ghostly pale. He looks quite literally like a corpse. He is wheelchair bound, has some spectacles, and is a man of few words. Despite being in a wheelchair, though, he has a leather duster on.
Great.
Like full duster.
And
So, yeah.
from what I understand, he would not be commenting.
No,
Great.
he will
In
be
fact,
watching.
What is he? Is he watching? Is he dispassionately not paying attention to Euclid? How is he interacting with this?
You see, he actually puts away. He has what looks like a scarab beetle that like splits open and has a wand inside. That was like as a part of some jewelry that he has. That is currently coming back together. He was perhaps preparing to cast like Ray of Frost on a certain candelabrum before the entire warehouse burned down, but our leader Whitley already took care of that, so he's not needed, and he'll wait until he is.
Great. You are on time, but the Still Tongue sisters are not apparently ready for you, and you're stuck in this waiting room together. And all of you know each other. Not very well, but you've been working in the same gang. Actually, rather, the three of you know each other very well. Euclid is somebody that you've all seen around. He's been, patrolling the warehouse or doing basic pickpocket work to pay his dues for the Shivetown Shades. But now he's going to be part of your team. And you've got a few minutes to interact with him before the Still Tongue sisters call you in.
I can handle myself, You don't have to worry about. You don't have to worry about me like carrying me around or anything. Don't worry about it. Douglas, right? It's you.
Yeah, that's me. What's your name again, kid?
Euclid.
Euclid.
Yeah.
All right, Euclid. I'm going to tell you a little advice, all right, before we get to the sisters, before you mess up anything. First of all, there are 2 candelabras in there. Try not to knock over either one of them, okay? And secondly, just maybe observe a little, okay? Maybe watch how, real criminals do things.
I mean, I'm a criminal, right? I do stuff.
Yeah, you are, kid. Yeah, you are.
It's right, Thanks for the
I
help.
found it fascinating how much character halflings can fit in those small little frames. Though he doesn't seem like the friendliest Euclid, be careful around this one.
Not small, quite big.
Where are you not supposed to look?
What?
On them.
Their eyes? Their mouths? Their mouths.
Yes.
Yeah, you got it. I won't stare.
All right. So, anybody else want? And Warwick, are you just zoning out? What is your?
No, just watching. They got everything covered. Yeah, I mean, I think he quite literally has some tea, just waiting for the gig.
So,
Great.
What tea do you drink, Warwick? Because I like tea a lot,
Do not worry. When Warwick wants to tell you which tea Warwick is drinking, Warwick will probably tell you which tea he is drinking.
If you want to know,
Oh,
it's dried blood. I steep it.
This is why you shouldn't ask Warwick what tea he's drinking. Try not to do that again.
It's also mixed with a little bit of sage. I find that it makes the flavor bloom.
would that make it like more irony? I mean, I don't know.
If I'm drinking dried, rehydrated blood, do you think I have a problem with the irony taste?
No. You're right. I'm sorry. I mean, I'm not sorry. No. Yeah, I get you.
If you stopped talking for just a minute, some of us might think you were smart. It's very perceptive of you. The iron.
They seem like a very charming bunch, Euclid.
The doors swing open, and a gentleman comes out. He has a black eye, is missing a few teeth, but is dressed in very nice finery, right? And he says, the Still Tongue sisters will see you now.
Finally.
And you are brought into the next room. The next room is dominated by 2 thrones made of wood, nothing too crazy. And between them is a little marble pedestal. The thrones are perfectly positioned for two half-elf sisters to sit on either side of this pedestal. And they're holding hands, and the hands rest perfectly on the pedestal. Their hands never leave each other's grasp. And as they look, one has piercing green eyes, the other has piercing blue eyes, but they're otherwise utterly identical. They have long black hair, a medium brown complexion, and the most discerning thing is that their mouths are grotesquely sewn shut. This is not a nice little job done by a surgeon. This is somebody that did not know what they were doing, using thick twine and a needle to sew two people's mouths shut. As you know, the Still-Tongue Sisters do not deign to talk unless they feel it is necessary. I am their current seneschal, Rupert, and I will be speaking for them and relaying their desires. Before we begin with the potential tasks you might be asked, does anyone have any questions? Very well. No questions. There are 3 potential tasks for Euclid's initiation. You will be taking these tasks. All are essential to the Shivtown Shades. You will be deciding which one to take. Now, the purpose of these tasks, and he looks with terror at the sisters, is both to accomplish them and for you all to give a overview of how Euclid does, such that we can determine if he will have a full part in this situation, in this guild. He is getting more and more nervous, fumbling over his words. Beads of sweat appear. The sisters both calmly turn at the same time and look at him with some amount of disdain, like he's not properly evoking what he's supposed to evoke. Eridol, do you have anything you want to say to Euclid about this?
Are you sure about this, Euclid? There's something I don't really like about them. And I've been around for a while. You want to do this, my boy?
Yeah, I'm fine. I'll take care of it. I'll take care of myself. It's fine.
Euclid mutters to himself before the sisters have spoken. The sisters then turn towards Euclid with that same look of dispassionate disdain. And he says, it's time for us to tell you the 3 potential jobs that you might take. The first is there is a piece of art being held in auction that the sisters would like. A small bust of Emperor Bacchus II, the previous emperor, with a emerald and a sapphire eye. You can understand why this might be of sentimental value to the Still-Tongue Sisters. The second job is that there is a butcher shop that has recently hired some adventurers to protect them from the Shades so that we will cease their protection racket. They wish for you to remove the adventurers and remind the shopkeep as to why he must continue paying the sisters for protection. And finally, the Alistair family has displeased the sisters. They would like for you to infiltrate their estate and find appropriate blackmail information such that they are no longer a threat to the sisters. Did I get it right? Oops. Yes, that is the information you need. Please make a decision. He's sweating a little more, and you see a single bead of blood trickle out of his left ear, untouched, and soil his white shirt.
last another day, maybe two.
Mm.
Uh,
Yeah. You think
so-
he would last longer given his he seems to have good stock,
Yeah,
I'm sure his
yeah.
blood is quite tasty.
I bet you would know.
And what?
So for baby boy Euclid's first mission, what should we do, huh? I'm thinking we infiltrate for you're a little sneaky rogue, eh?
Yeah, right. I can get around.
Could you clarify infiltrate for information or for the artifact?
Infiltrate for the information, of course. We've seen how slippery his fingers already are.
Perhaps I should be whispering this, but he doesn't exactly strike me as the social type. Espionage, that sort of thing, doesn't strike me as his bag. It's possible that Euclid could just stumble into a racketeering gig, though.
As mean as he is, I think he's right about you, Euclid.
Whitley, what do you think?
Oh, I was actually about to interrupt you and tell you that that was a rather inconsiderate choice, but I think that's actually wise. I'd say his sweetness tends to work well in social situations. People don't really think too much of him when we throw him in the front. But I agree that is the better choice.
So you're not for breaking bones? That's usually your thing. Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
At least they think you're sweet, my boy. That's good.
Right, shut up. Come on.
Warwick, can you make a perception check to hear if you heard Euclid say "shut up"? Come on.
Am I perceptive? That's a 14 plus 1, 15.
Great, you absolutely heard Euclid mutter to himself, "Shut up, come on." All right. As a group, you're going to decide to go after the bust of Bacchus.
Awesome.
All right. So, the information will be given to you in this packet, and he hands you a packet of information. This contains the blueprints of the Foxtrot auction house, which is where this will be held. And you want to do your best to harm as few people as necessary, though violence is acceptable. But do try to make sure that the bust gets back to the Shivtown sisters in one piece.
And try not to get busted.
Still tongue sisters, I'm sorry. Another bead of blood comes out of his other ear this time and drips onto his shirt.
Right. Thank you. I won't let you down.
The sisters look at you, and you hear another voice in your head that says, "Do not fail us."
Right. Okay. Thank you. And he runs out of the room.
Great. All right. So there's a little planning area, a nice little table, a place to spread out maps and diagrams. You've got a whole bunch of any information you guys can imagine on the Foxtrot auction house is there. Indeed, this is owned by the Foxtrot family, which Euclid has had some run-ins with in the past. So this is perhaps not the best news for him. And you are looking at it. Now, the bust is, except when on auction, being held in a secured room that requires 2 keys to enter and a biological reading of either the auction house master or its owner, which is Lady Foxtrot. So either the leader of the auction house, whose name is Sir Lavely, or the owner of, or a family member of the Foxtrot family. So it requires 2 special keys, both of which are being held in the main office of Sir Lavely, and you need physical a fingerprint, an eye. It's going to scan physicality and only let in somebody from one of those groups. The other option is, of course, it will be out on display during the auction. There might be some way, even though it'll be in front of people, when it's being moved to or from its secured location, to grab it there. Discuss.
I know what. Okay, I can take some of those keys if you need me to. Right. And I can like slip in if you need that too. I don't know if I can get a finger or something, but no.
You don't think that you could get an arm or anything like that?
Yeah, no, I can do it. If you need me to. Like if you want.
I don't know. What does everyone else think? Do you think that he should get an arm?
Yes.
Some way to get some physical data from one of those two without harming them, would probably be better since we're trying to do a covert job. Then again, we could just hit one of them upside the head, knock them out cold, huh?
Certainly. It's possible.
Certainly there's going to be a time that one of those two people is going to be alone with those keys.
Seems quite likely. What are you suggesting, Douglas, that the four of us simply spring up upon them and shake them down for the keys and a finger or two?
You know what? Yeah, you could even have a drop of blood if you want it.
Thank you.
Gross. Anyway, that being said, we're going to need to know when they are alone.
Well, we have any means of...
In the documentation that's there,
fine.
It shows Sir Lavely's ordinary routine. He does have tea by himself in the afternoon, and he also has he also tends to take 30 minutes to himself at the end of the day in the office to read over the following day's auctions. Now, remember, there's two options here, and it sounds like you're already headed towards one, but I want to make sure it's clear, and maybe we let the audience decide this.
Oh, sure.
Do they try to break into the sealed room, or do they try to nab it when it's en route?
Oh, better way. Yep.
Well, we could do the keys and a finger. And as much as I like that, there is the option of Jeremy here, my dear friend, the scarab beetle, sort of emerges and flitters some wings as he pops out of my wrist jewelry. Jeremy here has the capability of pushing someone very far. And incredibly fast. So if someone were nearby to, say, catch the bust, I would be able to remove them from it. And Jeremy is quite small and able to operate on his own, so I could be working that remotely from inside, right? From outside of the facility is an option.
Right, I'm pretty fast. I can catch it.
Can do a lot of things, can't you, Euclid?
Yeah, I can.
Sure can. They'll see, Euclid. Believe in yourself.
Yeah, we'll see, Euclid. We'll see.
Okay. Well, Douglas, what do you propose you would do?
Well, while they're having this whatever, they're going to be distracted. We could totally just bust down these doors. I mean, how thick of wood could it be? I mean, come on.
Do you really find that one wise, though?
Wise? Who cares? We're going to get the keys. We're going to get the bus. We're going to get out. That's the job.
But if you break the door, we're gonna end up having to deal with them in the alley.
I mean, maybe they don't know who broke the door. Maybe we leave Euclid there and he broke the door. That's
not
a plan
option
too,
at
huh?
all.
Oh,
We're
well.
not considering that one.
That
All
is
right.
definitely off the table for this job.
You're right. You're here to train you.
Mm-hmm. Although, let that be a lesson to you, Euclid. People will betray you immediately. And sometimes they will be so brazen as to talk about it in front of your face, instead of maybe saving that for a later date when it would be an option.
Yeah. Maybe we should save that for a later date when it should be an option.
Okay.
All right.
Euclid, you don't have to worry about that tonight.
No.
Just focus on what you need to do, and we will help you as long as you don't screw up royally.
All right, so the decision has been made by the chat that you are going to try to switch out this bust either after it's been purchased or before it's been purchased. And I'll let you guys figure that out from here. Now, from what I understand, Blades in the Dark style, we're going to like jump immediately to you guys being at the auction house at this point, after you determine if you're getting it before or after, and then we'll be flashbacking to choices that you need to make. Does that make sense?
Yes.
And thinking of possibilities. So that means that all you have to do right now is decide before the bust is brought to the auction house, you're going to do a switcheroo, or after.
Right. I think after it sounds like the best idea, right?
Most likely, yes. You know,
I'm assuming
deal with
whoever
the...
buys it will have the least amount of security, and the people who had the security before, they just won't even care anymore, right? Because they've already got their money and it's already been
Well, they
sold.
won't care. Their name is, you know, it's still, they're involved.
I mean, less, right?
Their reputation is still on the line. I like where your head is going. It's just not in the right place.
It permits your margin of error, so it seems as though it might work out better for that man.
It is true. The crowd will be easier to maintain as well. You know, less hubbub.
Sounds like you got a good idea, boy. That's nice.
So,
Thanks.
flash forward. We are in the auction house later this evening. It's about 9 p.m. The auctions are just finishing up. The marble bust of Bacchus with an emerald eye and a sapphire eye is ready to be moved. You all have a fake bust made out of plaster and costume jewelry. It will not stand up to a close inspection, but if like a guard were looking at it, a guard would notice it. Does that make sense? Now, the trajectory is they are picking up the bust. They're moving through the hall filled with all of the other auctioners, right? And then there's only a 10-foot hallway that there's no line of sight before it goes into the lockable room. Does that make sense? So you've got a 10-foot section where nobody's watching, or you can try to figure out a way to do it while it's crossing through the open area. Does that make sense? So let's first discuss where everybody is. There's three potential locations, three main locations: hiding out of that hallway, in the gala room, or in the auction room, where it's about to be moved out of. Does that make sense? Oh, the winner of it is a gray-haired, kindly-looking old gentleman named Alban Alistair, one of the members of the wealthy elite of this city, though known for his charity work and for his general well-meaning. Right? He's one of the good ones when it comes to the nobles.
Whom we were supposed to get dirt on, potentially.
Yes, exactly. And that's why the Shivetown Shades are not friendly with him. Does that make sense?
Yes.
And he's the one that has ended up purchasing this bust. So, where is everybody? Who knows where they are?
I think that Warwick is he pulls a lever of his right after as the auction is about to end. Excuses himself to go to the restroom, goes into that tiny hallway, pulls a lever which sort of switches his seat forward so that he can use his innate ability to spider climb as a Dampier, and pulls himself up and is actually up on the ceiling waiting, whereas Jeremy, my little scarab beetle, is just hiding in a corner waiting to shoot.
Great. Where is Douglas?
I believe Douglas is in the the auction just ended, so people are moseying about, talking. Yes.
Yes.
So I am currently being eyes on the bust, also at the same time schmoozing and letting people know.
So
that
at this moment, when it's about to start moving, you're actually in the auction house then? The auction room? Because it's you said eyes on the bust, right?
Yeah.
So it's in the auction room. Everybody is moving into the gala room. Does that make sense?
Okay.
So you are dressed in finery, right?
Of course, I better.
And you're keeping eyes on the bust. So you're starting off in the auction room, right? Great. I should write this down. Where's Whitley?
Whitley is speaking with the recipient, the soon-to-be recipient at the moment, and trying to size him up to see if anything goes topside, how I could possibly manipulate it out of him without taking his life.
Great. So you're so it's the auction's just finished. So you're in the auction room, moving towards him to join him in the gala. So I'll just put you in the gala room. Because that's where that will happen. Great. And where's Euclid?
You said I could be in there's 3 places: auction room, gala, and the hallway, correct?
Correct.
Cool. I want to be in the hallway, but further deeper in, I'm going to use my flashback and go back in the past. And what I did in that time was I purchased the uniform from one of the disgruntled guards. I tried to figure out who it was, and I purchased a uniform of the guard from them. So I'm hanging out in one of the corners with a very loosely fitting, like if anybody stares at me long enough, it will not pass any scrutiny. But I'm in a guard uniform.
I'm going to let you save. So everybody gets one flashback to purchase something or to plan something. I'm going to let you save that for this. That's the sort of thing that they would have immediately provided.
Cool. Great.
Right? So you have, and it's poorly, it's not sized very correctly for you. How old is Euclid right now?
Euclid is like, it'd probably be very like obvious when people look at him. He's like 15, 16. He's like
great. They're sized for you 2 months ago when you joined this this place, but you've grown. So your ankles are showing and the shirt's like up to here instead of at your wrist, right? You had a growth spurt in the last few months, so it's a little awkward, right? You're wearing a suit jacket that's a little too small.
I'm assuming everyone also, they have like some sort of hat that I can hook my like...
Berets. They have navy blue berets.
Yes, and there's like a slight bit of my hair poking out that just like sticking out of it, like this blue, pink.
Love it. And
very
so
obvious.
You're hanging out in the hallway as one of the waiters or one of the guards?
As one of the... a waiter with a little tray cart.
Great. So the waiters wouldn't normally go in this room, but you could pretend to be lost.
Yes.
Great. So we begin with, it seems like we begin with Whitley. Alistair is chatting with people, talking about this lovely bust. And yes, I actually was personal friends with Bacchus II before he so sadly died a few years ago. And I just must say that it would be nice to have his likeness adorning my parlor. Yes? And especially with those strange eyes that he had being represented in gems. And he's like just talking to people and like glad handing and says, thank you for your congratulations. And then eventually he comes up to Whitley and he says, I don't believe I know you, madam, but very charmed to make your acquaintance. I am Alborn Alistair, and who might you be?
I'm Whitley Deltmere, and I've seen you around. I think that you actually attended my Mistress's Gala a couple of years back. If you don't recall, Madam Elizabeth.
Madam Elizabeth, charming lady. She is not. So yes, so delicate. And quite the looker in her youth, if you don't mind my saying so. There was a time when she might have become Mrs. Alistair. But ships in the night and all that.
Would you like, are you prepared to pick up your arrangement? What part of this is
I didn't bring hardly the security that I would have hoped. I'm going to be leaving it here for probably 48 hours before I send my folks over to pick it up. We're revamping the parlor anyway, getting a nice marble plinth to put it on. So for the time being, it'll be staying here for a few days.
You said a few days. Why days? Like, why wouldn't you just find somewhere else to like?
Well,
It seems a little bit reckless. That's all.
Reckless. There's nowhere more protected than the vaults of the Foxtrot auction house. They're very, very diligent, very precise. Rumors are, of course, that the Foxtrot family is involved in diabolism, and if they are involved with the forces of hell, they would be very precise. So that makes some sense. Eridol, speaking of which, there is some nasty energy to this place. You can't quite tell where or what it is, but somebody here, there's something awful. You could try to get Euclid to find it. You could try to get Euclid. You could try to find it yourself, but abandon Euclid in order to do so. So the question is, do you want to split off from Euclid and try to find this source of nastiness, or do you want to stay with Euclid and try to protect him from it?
I think given my protective nature, I'd probably stay with Euclid, but the energy seems to be really nagging at me too. Euclid,
What?
is it a good moment?
What?
No. Listen. Something's not right here. I'm sensing something really bad about this place. Someone. This is dangerous.
Gotta keep
This
quiet.
is dangerous.
I have a signal I have to hear.
I know you have a signal you have to hear, but consider this, that something's not right. There's a danger here.
Look.
You'll be all right on your own. If I won't go too far. Don't do anything crazy now, okay?
I won't do anything without you, of course.
All right,
That's Douglas. The marble bust is being lifted on a silver platter by two waitstaff guards, pit crew type people. That's a RuPaul's Drag Race joke. But you get my point. Like two big buff gentlemen, right, are picking up this heavy bust on either end of a handled platter and beginning to slowly move it through. It's the first item being moved. And this is what they do. They move the nice items through so that people will see it, right? And it is at this point that the door to the vault room opens up and Sir Lavely walks in. Sir Lavely is a gaunt gentleman. He looks like he may have once been, he's got that look of somebody that was once a little chubby but has lost too much weight, right? His skin sort of hangs on him. He has long, lank, blonde hair that is thin and he hasn't done really much to cover it. He's wearing a bad toupee, but hasn't done, and the toupee is fine, but the hair has not been conditioned, right? It's just lank. It's what's his name from Rocky Horror Picture Show?
I was just about to say Riff Raff.
Yeah.
Riff Raff, yeah. It's Riff Raff with a bad toupee that doesn't quite match.
Awful.
Yeah. And he immediately, Eridol, it's at his hip, this feeling, right? And you look and you see a curved dagger. Actually, Euclid, this has long been a dagger in your possession. Why don't you describe the nature of this dagger?
It actually looks fairly plain. It's not even curved, it's straight. It looks like it's been used over a long period of time. It's nicked and cut, and it looks... it has a very simple hilt, except that it's wrapped in what looks normally would be leather, right? Normally leather wrapped hilts, but for some reason it's like these flat black strips that keep peeling off in different directions in different places. So they're like poking out. They're like slightly ribbed.
And he walks out and he sees you. He doesn't see Warwick on the ceiling, but he sees you with the cart and he says, "Excuse me, waitstaff, you're not supposed to be here. You're supposed to be out there serving. Why are you in this private hallway?"
Oh, I've got a little lost. I'm so sorry, sir.
He shudders for a second and he looks down at the dagger, which just pulses with energy, Eridol. You do not like this dagger, right? And you see him touch it for a second, and you see that the insides of his hand are covered in cuts. And he strokes the dagger and it cuts, and he has a little trill. Then he notices you watching him and he goes, "Oh, I'm sorry, excuse me, mistakes." And he puts a thick black glove over his hands that would soak up any blood that came out of it. And he says, I wasn't expecting to see, you know what, it doesn't matter, I don't answer to you. Get out there. And please.
I like glance up a little bit. It's very obvious. I mean, I don't know if you want to make a
where is the bust, actually? Somebody can use a flashback to place the bust somewhere in this room. If not, it's on Euclid's cart. Covered in a silver dome.
Warwick, having the wherewithal to not leave the bust necessarily with the absolutely newest member of our party, decided to keep it in the there's a pouch, like a little container is the correct word for it, that's in the back of the battle wheelchair.
This is the false bust, yes.
Yes, the false bust.
Right. I'm just making sure.
Yes. No, I just use my flashback to go ahead and solve the whole quest. It's fine.
Like,
I got it.
Okay.
No, so the false bust is currently in the back of my wheelchair, which is, of course, atop the ceiling with me, waiting for an opportunity for fresh blood.
Right.
Euclid, whatever your plan is, go through with it, but get away from this man. Let the others handle it. There's something terrible about this creature. Leave.
Right, I don't need him this right. I take I'm going to start moving forward, and then I'm going to false a fall. And while I'm doing it, shunt something in the door, like so that when it closes, it doesn't close all the way. Basically, like where it's
the vault door?
Yeah, the vault door. So it won't close entirely all the way, so it won't fully initiate.
Performance or acrobatics, please. Or sleight of hand.
Okay. Which one of these is happening? Probably sleight of hand. Nope. Nope. Well, you figured out. Oh, all right. Performance it is. Here we go. Oh, that's a 5.
What's the modifier?
That's with my modifier. Normally it's a +4. That was a bad roll. That was a 1.
The gentleman looks at you.
Oi.
As you trip, obviously. Lavely says, "I don't know what you're doing, but I don't think I want you out on the floor with my guests. Why don't you join me in the vault briefly? I think we should have a discussion of the terms of your employment."
Sure. That sounds fine.
His hand, his left hand clasps around the dagger. And he says, "Yes." And then there's a knock on the door. Whitley, for some reason, Alban Alistair has moved his way towards the back hallway. And he is knocking on it as you watch. Douglas, You are watching the bust. It has made its way about halfway through the gala room. Everybody is acknowledging it and loving on it. And there is a loud, but Albon is loudly knocking, unless Whitley would like to have stopped him.
I actually want to see if I can distract him by maybe taking his very, very prized possession, because I'm sure he has a very firm grip on it.
Sure. He has a family ring made of platinum and adamantium with a bright red gemstone on it. Do you want to try to steal his ring?
I'm not going to try to steal his ring. I'm going to try to let it fall off his finger.
Got it. That's a sleight of hand check. If you make an insight check first, I'll give you advantage.
I would love to.
I've had mastermind rogues in my party before. No, inquisitive rogues in my party before.
I got a dirty 20.
Nice.
Shout out to Moth Sun Fire if they are watching or ever watch this. To Ilya, a year and a half of inquisitive rogue, I think, in a Ravenloft campaign. Sorry, go on.
I got a 20, and
20?
For my sleight of hand, I've gotten a gosh. I re-rolled for my once per session, and
You used advantage first, right?
Yes, I got a 20 on my insight.
Oh no, the insight should have been straight. The sleight of hand would have advantage if you succeeded at the insight. It's fine. You succeeded at the insight. Roll sleight of hand with advantage.
Let's pretend that's what that was.
Oh
no.
You lost to Carter.
I don't even have a layout for losing one person. Give me 3 seconds. We're gonna go to an intermission. Till we figure out what happened. Hi everybody, this is Zeke Stewart, and I'm having a conversation with you while we're fixing some technical difficulties. How are you all today? Please talk to us in chat. Who's Carter? Never heard of him. Never heard of a Carter.
Why are our noses all bleeding?
Who's that?
Isn't Carter playing a fighter?
Who's a
I don't
what?
know. Can you guys hear me or see me or
I can
anything?
hear you now.
I can hear
Are you back?
you.
Well, I can't see any of you guys. but I
Great,
can
your
hear
face
you.
is fine though. So I'm gonna bring us
Okay.
back and then move everybody around until we're in
I'm
the right place
sorry.
again. We're all good. Where do you need to go? Very front section. No, you go. I think you were here. Yeah. Cool. All right. Great. Now it's just gonna be your headshot, and you'll stare at us with dead eyes.
Oh, great. Love it.
Yeah.
Love it.
I mean, your eyes are super alive in your headshot. That sounded really rough. I'm sorry. It was not meant to be.
If
Well,
we
we're
wanna
here. Let's
talk
criticize
about
your
dead
headshots.
eyes, we
Yeah.
can talk
Oh,
all
wow.
about how compressing grayscale bust create dead eyes.
Truly is theater of the mind for me. You guys are just a bunch of disassociated voices. I can't wait.
I'm so sorry, dude. I don't know what happened to your Wi-Fi.
Who knows?
Who knows?
Are
Who knows?
we good to continue?
We're good to continue. We're back on.
Great.
Yeah.
I'm okay with it. Yeah, we'll try and
The
fix
journey
it.
goes.
Alistair, how did your sleight of hand go, Whitley?
My sleight of hand was my insight, I imagine then, and it was 20.
So you slip the ring right off of this finger, right? And you pocket it, you drop it on the floor. What are you doing with it?
I make a very, very loud point of dropping it on something that it will bounce off of.
Great. There's a Jello mold nearby, being handed out and scooped into tiny bowls by a waiter. Right. So there's this big red Jello mold with lots of fruits, including some cantaloupe slices, which cantaloupe is very rare in this part of the world. So this is very exciting for the guests here. And the ring bounces off of the Jello and cling, cling, clang, clang, clangs on the nice marble floor.
And as that happens, I'm going to just gently touch his shoulder and be like, I believe you dropped something.
Oh my goodness gracious me. Thank you so much. You know, this ring has been in my family for over 200 years.
You don't say.
You know how much egg would be on my face if I had to tell my father that I had lost it.
No, I don't know how much egg would be on your face if you told your father.
Oh, well, so
I
much
can
egg.
read you-
An
maybe-
omelet's worth.
Maybe you left it in the other room. We could go have a check.
Oh,
I'm more than happy to help out.
oh, certainly. No, I'm sorry. Were you intending for the ring to be lost, or were you intending for it to drop on the floor and him to find it and pick it up?
Oh, as a diversion that he might be walking through the place looking for his ring all night.
Got it. So I'm sorry. I thought it was dropped on the floor. I misunderstood.
I want him to have his ring. I don't give a shit about his ring.
So I'm sorry. So you have intentionally dropped the ring in a place that he might eventually find it?
Yes.
Got it. I misunderstood. So he's going to look around.
Whitley's not chaotic. It
No,
makes
no.
sense for her.
Totally. It was just, I didn't get that. That's all. Yeah, wild Carter appears. Briefly, with many smiles, but lack of movement. Oh, wow. This is even
He's
better
stuck
than
on the
I
pose.
Oh fuck!
That's so great. I love
That's
it.
such a good pose, though.
Yeah, that's a great
Oh
fake.
Lord!
Oh goodness.
Let's keep
I would
moving.
say
Let's keep
that
moving.
one.
We got to keep
Yeah.
moving or we're going to lose
Yeah.
everybody. All
Yeah.
right. So, can't. There it is. That's better. All right. So, Alice goes, we're retconning, retracting that whole scene. My family ring. There will be so much egg on my face if I have to tell my dead father that I lost it. And we have a spiritual meeting later this week. Oh goodness. Oh please, young miss, you have been extraordinary and quite good company. Could you help me find my ring?
Of course.
Thank you. He is not looking in any of the right places. It is bounced off the Jello mold and scooted under one of the tables. You know exactly where it is. He's going around and he's asking waiters and everything. And he goes, "Where is Sir Lavely? He's the sort that would help with this. Could somebody get Sir Lavely? I have a lost possession, and it's very important." Whitley, do you want to get Sir Lavely through the room? Meanwhile, Sir Lavely is gesturing to bring Euclid into the back room to be alone with him.
Oh, I'll go get him.
Great. So there's been no knock on the door. So Lavely has brought Euclid into the back room, and he's closing the vault door behind him. And it snicks. And he says, "Tell me, young sir, how did you come to be in our employment? Are you the son of one of these noble families that just needs a diversion? Or are you one of our scholarship, as it were, children, given a position off the street so they can better themselves?"
I guess you suppose I could say that you were on a scholarship. Lady Foxtrot nominated me.
Oh, I see, Lady Foxtrot. What, do you have any immediate family in the city, or were you one of those? Usually they choose somebody that's been brought up off the street with no familial connections.
Of course, got Monopole, yeah.
Oh, I see. And do they know you're working here tonight? His hand has not left his dagger this entire time.
Can I sense that the dagger is the source of it? Or
The dagger is the source of the evil, but this gentleman is not much better. He's just human.
Got it.
Right,
Euclid, I think you should get ready to run.
sure, no, I got it.
The
No.
door is closed, and you see that it locks from both sides.
I'm going to
Oh,
say, like, actually, no one knows I'm here, but also that means I can do this. And I'm going to use my flashback to have bought some sort of flash powder or something like that. So I can, like, open the metal chafing plate, and it just shoots off a bright light.
Great.
Yeah.
Lavely is going to make a Constitution save. He is going to roll a natural 1. And I really got to set up a dice camera so people can see it. And he shrieks, and his hand was on the dagger, and as he goes to hold up his face, the dagger leaves its sheath and goes flying in the air. Euclid, are you going to try to catch it?
Yes, I
Are
will.
you going? Sorry.
I'm gonna try to catch it.
Great
right.
sleight of hand check.
Great. Oh, I could just use the 14 straight.
14.
Yeah.
You catch the dagger by the blade.
Mm-hmm.
Now you're wearing gloves, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it still slices through, and you feel the cut of it on your hand. And when you look at it, there's a maggot. You don't know where it came from, a little writhing black maggot. And it was trying to wriggle in to the cut.
Ugh.
At this point, Whitley knocks on the vault door. Is that accurate?
Yes.
Great. Ding, ding, ding. What do you say?
Excuse me, I just want to make sure that everything is fine in here. I heard a commotion.
It will be fine shortly. Where? And he looks around.
I
Where?
hide.
Where is it? Where is he? What's going on? He says. He opens the door and says, there was a gentleman. Do you work here? Why are you in this? Why are there so many people that are not supposed to be in this back hallway today?
Wit's gonna put one foot into the door between and take just very abruptly probably her elbow and just go upwards towards his face.
Great. Make an attack roll, Whitley.
18.
Smash. Elbow to the face, to the nose, spray of blood. He totters backward. Euclid, at just this moment, you've removed the dagger from your hand. You're holding it in your right hand, right?
Yeah.
By the hilts.
Mm-hmm.
He falls onto it. It stabs him right through his spine, cutting through it like it's cheese. And the blade is just long enough to shoot out of the front of his chest. Arterial blood is spraying everywhere, covering your guard's uniform. Whitley, I would like you to make a dexterity save to avoid any of this getting on you. I feel like you're very good at this, so I'm going to give you advantage.
Okay. 24.
Great. You step out of the way. The dagger comes out of his hand. Comes out of the chest. Euclid pulls back. The body falls to the ground, and where the dagger sorry, please, Euclid, respond.
Oh fuck! Oh shit! Oh damn! Hey, hold on! I try to staunch the blood on him.
Everywhere you touch, writhing black maggots.
Oh, fucking shit! Oh god!
Euclid, don't touch it. Don't touch him. Step away.
He leans up against the wall and throws up.
Great.
Black magic
Wit
is this?
also goes to make sure that, almost in a preemptive way, grabs his mouth almost as soon as he's probably about to barf again, and makes him swallow it.
Warwick, wisdom save.
Oh, no.
Hold on. What do I add? Not great. 6 minus 1, 5.
The smell of fresh blood is intoxicating. It is everywhere. There is so much of it, and you can't control yourself. I'm going to give it that, and I'm going to trust you to roleplay that.
Okay.
Right? What are you doing anything, Warwick?
Warwick is going to wait 5 seconds to see if the bust is coming.
Douglas, you're watching. The bust is about 5 feet from this hallway. It is about to enter this hallway.
Us about to enter this hallway. Okay. Let's see.
Do you want to try to
pressure.
slow it down? Do you want to?
I do. Could I use my flashback to maybe sweet talk one of the auctioneers to tell give us a little bit more about the history of this bust. I can slightly hear the commotion in that hallway, and I know my teammates aren't ready. So, if you could, in what century exactly was the plaster that was molded to the thing?
King Bacchus died, 2 years ago. So this century. But no, it's fine. No, that's great. Can you make a persuasion check to try to get them to do that? And actually, if you want, I won't require you to use your flashback. You could ask them that right now.
Well, I'm gonna use my once per day reroll as well because that was a natural one. Oh hell. It was performance. That's a 6.
Or persuasion, but
That's
still...
a 6.
Fighters.
The guards are like, no, we must get this into the other room. And Alban says, nobody worry. I found it. It was under the table the entire time. My goodness gracious me. Where is Sir Lavely? I've been longing to talk to him. You know what? While we're waiting, I heard that request of yours, and I would be happy to tell you all about the creation of this bust. It was made in the final years of Bacchus's reign.
Well, please, for the whole audience, could you please stand on the stage and please give an impassioned? Yes, you.
I'm hardly a public speaker. Ladies and gentlemen, I would very much like to speak about this bust I have just purchased, how much it means to both my family and to the greater civic peoples of Capitus Rex. Now, the year is 658, the year of our emperor, and
that is this century,
Indeed, only about 15 years ago. And he goes on, right? The bust is being held for a few more moments. All right, meanwhile, blood is spreading into the hallway. Warwick is getting feelings. Warwick, what are you doing?
So they got stopped? They're not coming in?
They're not coming in.
Okay. Great. I would have loved for them to have come in. Well, so it goes. So I guess I crawl down and I'm gonna go get me some of that good.
So you like licking it up off the floor? Are you scooping it up with some sort of instrument? Are you
hold on. So it smells like fresh blood, but like, does it have worms to anyone else? So it's only on the wound. The blood we're talking about has spilled out into the hallway. Oh, okay. Then carpet or hardwood? Marble.
I'm also gonna cover the boy's eyes during this as well.
I'm going to tear off half of my my sleeve, sop it up like a sponge, and then just squeeze it over. Yeah, like a biscuit. Oh, squeeze it over my mouth. And weird, and there's something off about the blood, but it's also delicious, right? It's like you know how like ice cream that's refrozen is still delicious, but the texture's all wrong? Yes. Right? So this blood is still delicious, but the texture's all wrong. Right? It's crunchy. I like it. Right? Yeah. So Euclid, make a either wisdom or constitution check to get yourself together.
Sure.
I would say he has an advantage because he can't smell or see anything.
I love that. Yes.
I'm kidding. You're giving us so many advantages.
Well, that's a 6. If you want to give it advantage, that's 7.
Honestly, if you describe your action as being in a positive light, I will usually give advantage. I like giving advantage. I like my people succeeding. What can I say?
I'm shielding the youth from vampiric feeding. Like, I see nothing wrong with that.
You guys, the door isn't open. You can't even see it. Can you?
Okay.
What? Right?
Yeah,
we're all in there, I think.
They're in the vault.
We're in there with you.
I'm not in the vault. I was in the hallway.
Right.
Oh.
You're locked in the vault. You're
Yeah.
drinking blood that's
Yeah.
spilled.
You guys can't see me.
That,
You got
The
no
door- the
idea.
door
I'm
was
just gorging
slightly-
myself on the other side.
Like
You got no
a
clue.
vampire
I
pig.
misunderstood.
Oh, you're not locked in the vault. The door is barely ajar, but yeah,
Oh.
you guys don't see Warwick. Warwick thinks he's alone.
Yeah,
Okay.
all you hear is, oh god, oh yes.
Never mind
Oh,
then.
it's so
That makes
crunchy.
no sense.
Oh.
Just
Oh,
me and
you-
all this
no, this
juicy
is-
juice.
This is Euclid controlling himself, and he's still hyperventilating, having semi-accidentally killed this person.
I am still trying to calm him down.
I feel like Aradel can
I'm
see
also
through
trying
the
to
door,
calm
by the
him
way.
down.
Aradel can see through the door to the horrible things that Warwick is doing on the other side.
And
So-
Euclid,
I try to stand between Euclid and the door, so even if Euclid looks at the door, he'll just see me, my tall angelic feature, instead of the absolutely hellish scene behind me.
Aradal is distracted by the absolute hellish scene, and it is in that moment that Aradal is not a presence in your mind that you hear, "Calm yourself."
Shit, I killed him.
Yes, just the first. Death shall follow you from now on.
What?
And then the voice goes away.
What? Did you hear that?
Euclid.
What?
Euclid,
What?
what happened? I almost couldn't sense you for a second.
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what's going on. I just killed him, man. I just fucking killed him. He's dead. He's dead.
It's...
Meanwhile,
Man,
Douglas,
it was-
the story is ongoing, but there's only so much to say about a chunk of marble with a green gem and a blue gem in it, right? So the story is winding down, and they are soon going to bring this into the back hallway. You don't know what the situation is. Yeah.
My team should be in position by now. So, all right, thank you so much for that. And I'm going to assume. Oh God, he's just an idiot and just believes that his team would just do their job. So I guess I just go on to the next part of whatever I'm supposed to do. And
Do you want to try to follow them into that back hallway and aid your team if something goes wrong? The rest of them are back there. Great. Do you want to try to slip in before them or behind them?
we're gonna slip in behind so we can sandwich them just in case something goes wrong.
Great. They are moving towards that place. The guards are opening the door. Warwick, perception check. Disadvantage.
No, I only
You
have
are
a +1.
distracted.
That's fair.
You're literally
I rolled a 10 and a 10, so a 9.
great. The door opens, you don't realize it, and one of the guards says, What in Tom's name is this? Douglas, the party might have just heard the phrase, "What in Tom's name is this?" Do you want to try to make an explanation? Do you want to try to slam the door shut? Do you want to try to silence them? Clearly something is going on in the back room. You can't see it because you're tiny and there's guards between you and it.
So I'm going to close the door behind me really fast on the party side. I'm going
Great.
to stand on the party side of the door and just blame it on flatulence.
Sure. So the bust is in the hallway. You are blaming it on flatulence. And there might be about to be some loud noise on the other side of the door. Can you do something about that?
Everybody, give it up for what a wonderful party this has been. Everybody.
Performance or persuasion check, or performance or deception check.
But, you know, I didn't think this character was going to have to do all of this.
This is the characters you play. You should know. You should know this.
I should know. I'm the fool. That's going to be a 19. Look at that.
Great.
There you go.
A crowd
Wow,
clap
okay.
over the sounds of guards drawing their steel and saying, I don't know what this is. I don't know what's going on in that other room, but you need to stand up and put your hands behind your head.
Okay, well, I can't stand.
Well, you're going to have to.
That's incredibly ableist of you. Bonus action. I'm gonna hit him with my my Eldritch fucking cannon, which pushes him 10 feet if I hit him.
Great.
Cool. That's a fucking nat 20.
Great.
You deserve that.
Yeah.
Guard is blasted into unconsciousness and falls to the ground. The other guard is yelling, drawing his sword, and running at Warwick.
Oh,
Well, wait.
yeah, because that would be
Let's,
4d8.
Why don't we have Euclid and Whitley? Whitley, why don't you all roll initiative? Why don't you just all
Okay.
roll initiative, and then we'll do stuff in order.
Initiative.
Which that 20 was for initiative.
4.
Oh, I saw that.
Oh,
Dang, dude.
oh yeah, I could just click it here. What do I get?
Oh.
Flipping 18, my dude.
Nice, dude.
Nice.
Nice, dude.
That's the next one-shot character, guys. I'm gonna be the my leg guy from SpongeBob.
My
we
leg?
better not- we better not do another one.
Oh, nice, dude.
I'm running out of dumb voices.
Wait,
All right, where's Euclid at?
Right. Euclid is at 13. I think I said
13 for Euclid. Where is Douglas at?
Let's see. 6.
The guard got a 7. That's so funny.
Oh, that's so
Mm.
funny.
Douglas
All
is
right.
pulling off all these like 20s for performance, and then when the time comes to fight,
So Warwick, you've blasted the first guard, knocked
nice,
him into
that's
unconsciousness. This other one is ready, right?
Yeah.
And is standing up.
Cool. I reach down to my side. I pull out a wand. I point it at him, and I'm going to cast Ray of Frost. That is 3 + 7, 10. Does that hit?
It does not. It blasts and ricochets off of his splint mail armor and splashes into the floor,
Splint
freezing
mail.
a section of blood slick.
Okay. Well, then I am going to use my bonus action to attack with my ballista, my force ballista.
What does
again.
your force ballista look like? I don't think we, as an
We
audience,
have
I
twice.
Jeremy.
Jeremy, the little
Oh,
skimmer.
Jeremy.
Hmm.
Yes, that's him.
Great.
So he's like on the other side and blasts them towards me as I wait with eager jaws. Okay, that's a 12. But what do I add from my handy
I
dandy?
think your spellcasting modifier.
Yes.
It's the same thing. It's like you're ricocheting off of it.
Oh yeah, so 19.
Great. Roll the damage for me
Sure.
this time.
Excuse you. Okay, so that was I rolled low. That's only 5.
5. Great.
Yes.
So he has 6 health left. Euclid, there is a guard. He's got a bell at his hip. If he gets to act, he might ring his bell. And right now he's been shot up a bit. You might be able to knock him unconscious. You do have a very nice dagger in your hand. You could
He's
try to
been-
smack him with it. Oh, sorry, Warwick.
He's been moved 10 feet towards the vault.
Great.
So he literally is like shot from the back and like flips and vaults over
You know what?
my wheelchair.
He's going to slip on the slick ice and slide into the vault. The icy blood. So he crashes through the door and is sliding in, has no idea he's going to see people. Euclid, what do you want to do?
Oh, fuck. I just hit him with
Great. Make an attack roll with advantage.
Would this be a strength attack roll? That's not very
Yes.
good. Yeah, okay. I'll take it. Fine. Might as
Because it's a
well.
dagger.
All right, 16.
Great.
Heavy dagger.
You stab into the guard's back. And when you pull it out, masses of black maggots ooze around it. One of them leaps at your face with incredible speed, and you smack it, and it bursts like a mosquito full of blood.
Oh, something gets in my mouth. Oh. Oh.
And the guard falls over dead. This is the first time you've ever killed anybody, Euclid. I mean, both of these, but this is the first time you chose to.
Why did I stay?
No, it's you get used to it after a while.
Oh God.
Whatever else is going on, absolutely not though.
Laidley's body begins to twitch on the ground. And it begins to rise. And as it looks up, black maggots are streaming like a waterfall out of its mouth, wriggling out of its ears. Where there's the cut, more black maggots are issuing forth. It screeches at Whitley. It goes, and as it does, spews maggots at her face. Whitley, I need you to make a DC 11 dexterity saving throw.
11.
19.
19. You leap out of the way, the stream of maggots bursting and falling all over the ground.
Oh shit!
The creature then launches at you. Its fingernails are it's scratching at you, and where it bruises against your armor and cuts, tinier maggots. Every time there's a cut in the creature, tinier maggots come out of it. It is going to do 2 attacks. I rolled a 14 and a 15. So is your armor class lower than 19?
Yes.
Then you are hit twice for a total of 26 damage.
You still up? Please say you're
I'm
up.
out for the count, so I have to.
Maggots begin to writhe all over Whitley, and she is unconscious. The creature is clearly going to bite into and tear into her, and where it is cutting her, black maggots are writhing out of her flesh.
It moved past me, yeah?
I will give you an attack of opportunity if
Thank
you would
you.
like.
I will.
With the dagger?
I will use my own dagger this time.
Great. Good, because when you tried to use the other dagger, it rejected moving towards this creature.
Fucking 18.
Great. You stab into the back of this horrible thing. Roll your damage with your sneak attack.
With my sneak attack. Oh my god, this is the first time I've been. I don't know what I'm doing.
I'm rooting so
you're
hard
gonna
for
roll
a
a
nat
D4
20.
and 2D6 and add your dex modifier.
Cool. 2d6 plus my dex. Cool.
Plus a D4 for the dagger.
Yeah, plus the d4 for the dagger.
Do that in the freaking D&D Beyond.
6. 10.
It is at 50 remaining hit points.
fucking shit.
Wormy, awesome, awful zombie. All right. The guards are all dead. Douglas, you can, from where you're standing, hear vast commotion on the other side of this door. Do you want to slip in?
All right. Thank you all for having such a wonderful event. And now please enjoy your end of the night or desserts and talk very loudly amongst yourselves. And I am going to use this flashback to show Douglas paying off the chef for tonight's function so that he adds an extra course at the end of the night so that everybody is talking and making merry as there is loud amusement, whatever, in the other room.
I love that. Do you want to slink into the back and see what's going on?
Yes.
So you go back and see this horror show.
Meow.
This absolute horror show. You're not a cat.
Not today.
Not today, cat.
So you step in the back and you see this happening, right? And you could rush in and try to kill this thing.
I mean, immediate. Where's yeah? Nobody's down, are they?
I'm down.
Is down.
Whitley's down.
The creature is crouching over her and clearly going to keep tearing her apart until she's dead.
Okay, so I rush over and try to slash it off. I've got my sword and shield, which have been at my back this whole entire time. I've got a really nice wide back. It's nice for hiding wide things, I'm assuming. I don't have one personally, so I don't know. So I'm swinging with this sword. That is what do I add? Oh God, this is a whole new character.
3.
Yeah,
Fucking
18.
sucks.
18 to hit. Is that hit?
Just a second.
Done. All right.
There's a message for Cheyenne in the chat.
Oh, okay, got it.
So how much damage did you do?
Oh, it hit. Okay.
Oh, sorry. What was the attack? I mean, its armor class is 10.
Oh, wig. Okay. Yeah, I get it. I rolled an 18. I'm sorry. I'm looking for.
You're fine. So you, what is your weapon?
I'm using a scimitar.
Scimitar. You love that. You love that pronunciation. All right. Sword is out. You leap in and slash with a curved blade into the back of this thing that is lurking over Whitley.
Mm-hmm. What is that? 6, 8, 9, 10.
10.
Mm-hmm.
It is at 40 health. It where you cut it, more worms spew out, and you see that the cuts are clotting with worms.
It's disgusting.
Let's
See. Yeah, that's it.
So
Playing a fighter is kind of wild, you know.
that brings us to poor Whitley.
Alrighty.
Uh,
I'm fine.
oh no. Okay. What'd you get?
15.
Oh, I got cure wounds too. So even if you got a 1, you'd be fine.
I writhe a little if I can. I kick it a nightmare.
I need the website. Bitly's not working for me. They want my money. I need a link shortener.
There's a tiny URL.
Tiny URL.
Oh,
Yeah, that'll do it.
That's a classic.
Thank you. I don't normally do this, but
While he's doing this, I for some reason, anytime I kill myself in D&D Beyond, I kill myself too hard.
So at this point, the body of the creature, of the zombie, is covered in worms. More and more are pouring out, writhing all over its skin. There's a artist's depiction of this that I just posted. It's gross.
I see.
Like, content warning. It's super.
Yeah.
Content warning slugs.
Yep.
Lots of them. Too many.
Too many slugs.
Too many. And it is
slugs.
going wild, clearly going to tear Whitley into pieces and make it into one of its things. So yeah. So that brings us to Warwick.
All right. First things first. Incidental action ? To switch out the fake with the real one, because I presume the dead guards dropped it, and hopefully it didn't
Yeah.
damage.
The guards are just unconscious except for the one that I just straight up fucking killed.
Yeah,
right?
there's one unconscious guard. Yeah,
And one dead one.
it is luckily in pretty good shape and not destroyed, and you're able to swap it out, though it might get looked at, but maybe that's not too big. You'll have the bust. That's what matters.
Yeah, I'm not trying to I'm not putting the bust, the fake one, down there with their body. I'm, that's my lap, I guess. I'm just grabbing the real one and putting that in the container that I have in the back of my battle wheelchair. And then I am going to use 5 feet of movement to get into the vault. Bonus action, 15 feet of movement for Jeremy to crawl all the way up to me and then make an attack against a big leechy wormy boy.
Mm-hmm.
That is a 19 plus 7.
Yeah.
Get fucked. It's 12. 12 force damage.
12. It is
Yes.
at 28 remaining health. But as you watch, its wounds are closing. It is reforming the flesh that it loses with worms coming from who knows where.
Yeah, I really should have gone for the flamethrower Eldritch Cannon, it seems. But the good news is it's not 10 feet off of Whitley's body, and I can use the rest of my movement. I have 25 feet in the combat wheelchair to go over, and then I'm going to lay on a hand for a cure wounds. And you know what? I'll go ahead and I'll just roll that here in D&D Beyond. I like virtual dice. I like real dice. Mixing it up. I should not mix it up. That was a 1 + 4. You only get 5. I'm sorry.
It's okay. 5 still.
Oh no.
We're sticking to the real ones for the rest
5
of the
is
game.
okay.
But 5 is not dead.
5 is not dead.
So.
Right. Euclid, Eridol has some advice for you.
Using, I suppose, my divine guidance. Euclid, violence begets violence with this creature. The more you harm it, the more of this dark energy pours forth. I've seen this kind of magic. Fire, oh holy, radiant magic. Destroy it with the light. This being annihilated quickly.
Oh, fine. I'll do this again.
Tell your friends.
Shh. Everyone, holy magic. Use holy magic. It's bad, but also, hold on. And he like squeezes his eyes
Speak,
together,
boy.
and his wings pop out of his jacket, and his eyes glow white. And I'm the type of I can't remember the name of the warlocks, but currently, not warlocks, Asimars. The one that's protector Asimar, right? So everything in my area is going to be hit by radiant light. Creatures that I wish to, I believe, will also take a certain amount of radiant damage as long as they're in my presence.
Sure.
Is that true?
Do you need me to look it up?
I will. It's
Wait.
open here. Is this
It's not on your character sheet?
No, because character sheets suck.
What? Oh.
Oh.
It's usually in the
When
fifth
you
section.
deal damage with an
Not
attack
even in the
or
Euclid
spell,
one?
it does extra radiant damage.
Mm.
I will let you bonus action do an offhand attack, even though that's not the way it works.
Yes.
Because you're wielding daggers in both hands. So I will let you use your bonus action to make an attack with your other dagger, and you'll add radiant damage equal to your level if you hit.
Sure. And I will. I'm gonna hit it with the offhand thing. I'm probably not hiding, I assume, but because I'm now glowing.
No, but you will have sneak attack.
I'll take it. Thank you.
Because it's adjacent to other friends. Actually, it's been bowled over. It's prone.
Sweet.
Knocked because it was prone over Whitley, I'm gonna say, and then it got just rolled on the floor.
There we go. Let's say
Happy to help.
19.
Great.
Yep.
Good. There we go.
I'm doing 1d4. So that's 4
Out of
plus
tea.
2d6 plus 9. So that's 13 plus. You said it's d6 radiant damage, yes?
No, it's your level, so it's 3.
3. Just 3 more radiant damage.
So how much damage total?
15.
That includes your dex modifier.
Oh, my dex modifier is stupid. Yes, it does because it's 0.
Great. So sorry, 16 damage.
Yes.
It's
15.
at 12 remaining health, and with the holy energy radiating off of Euclid, it has ceased regenerating. It is now its turn. It's going to look at Euclid, move as though it's about to bite his head off, stop, twitch, and turn at Warwick.
As a protector, I'm gonna say you fiend, and I'm gonna impose disadvantage on it.
Great. It would have clawed him, but it failed. But then it does get one claw in. You're smacked and pushed back into your chair, Warwick. You're gonna take 6 slashing and 7 necrotic, as where it touches you, tiny black worms are wriggling and writhing in your skin.
Excuse you. I'm a tiny boy with a D6 hit die. I do not like that.
Well, I think you take half necrotic as a dampier.
Oh, I do. This UA. I forget. Thank you.
That's why I said it the way I did. You're taking.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Hell yeah, worm resistance.
I run
Yeah.
13 games a week, 11 of which are Dungeons and Dragons. I've got very good combat awareness.
It gets weird when it's less Dungeons and Dragons. And then you're like, what?
Oh, and then we're back in it. Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Okay.
fine.
Thank you.
Great. That was the spawn. Douglas.
So I don't know why I said that like that. So yeah, I'm gonna reel around and whoosh, hit it again with this pointy sword. Oh, and that's a nat 20 to hit.
Yeah, what's the sword called again?
It's a
Jeffrey?
scimitar.
Yeah, it is.
I love it.
Yeah, it is. Every time you
Alright.
say that, I go back to like the RuneScape marketplace as a
It's-
9-year-old.
Thank you. It's a scimitar.
It's a scimitar. Yes.
And that is 15.
Great. Damage?
Yes.
You shatter the creature's skull and it's filled with worms. But once it's dead, the worms start writhing and popping on the ground, just popping into more blood. And there's more blood in this room than should have been inside the body. And this new blood is rancid and rotting ichor. The room is just a giant explosion of blood.
Gross. I actually don't get resistance
Okay.
to necrotic, but thank you for thinking.
My
about
bad.
it. No, you're good. I just
I
want to
used
be
another
honest.
Dampier for another game, and I think that's
Yeah.
what I got confused with.
I think the one of the other UAs gets it, but not the Dampier. I get Spider Climb.
You
That makes
are you're surrounded by all this. There's a bunch of cheering, happy people outside. Most of you are covered in blood in one way or another. Douglas, you smash this thing's head in, you're covered in blood. Whitley was on top of you and tearing into you, you're covered in blood. Euclid, you stab that guy through the heart, you're covered in blood. Warwick, you were slithering on the floor. There's a whole party of fancy people, and the only way out is through them.
Yeah. Since the damage is done, the knocked out guy, can I go eat?
What?
Might as well.
I'm just gonna like wheel on over to him, crouch down, pick up his arm and take a bite. It is technically an attack.
You're fine. We can assume that it.
Okay,
works.
great, cool. I mean, it's with advantage because he's incapacitated. Oh, where's my D4? Oh, I'll just roll the virtual dice and do not fail me now.
After the epic battle, one
Max!
forgets how to eat.
I just know I get maximum, so I actually heal for 5 HP. So I just drain him of his life force, and I go, it's delicious.
I love it.
You know, I turn directly towards Euclid and make eye contact, and I go, hints of sage.
Oh god. Oh.
Okay, so now that our bellies are full, how are we getting out of this? How did we get in this?
I don't know.
The voice in your head, Euclid, says, I have a solution.
What?
You could always burrow through. You need but ask, and I would be happy to aid you.
Sure. Fine. Help
All
me.
you must do is wrap your hand around the blade and say, I consecrate this blood to the worm that waits.
Come on, just fucking let me out.
Say it.
Fine,
Euclid, who are you
whatever.
talking to?
And I wrap my hand around the knife and I say, I consecrate this whatever to the worm that waits or whatever the fuck is this.
Good enough. And as you say this, streams of blood begin to pour from your hand, far more than there should from such a cut. But you don't. It doesn't feel like it's pulling out of you. You don't feel like you're in danger. In fact, you feel exhilarated and full of power. It becomes this giant black maggot that bites and then begins to tear through one of the walls,
Well,
opening it up to the outside.
your chariot awaits.
Yeehaw, motherfucker! It didn't tell me you were a sorcerer. Let's go then.
What just happened?
Fortifino. I'm just gonna run through the door. Wait, hold on. Actually, I turn around and I close the the lock and I Can I scramble it from the inside?
Yeah.
Great. I scramble the lock so someone can't get in without picking it.
Great.
Yeah.
Just for appearances, Warwick is going to place the fake on a pedestal amongst all of the dead bodies. And then just, turn and wheel away.
Flash forward. You have returned to the sisters. You are still covered in blood. You have the real bust. The sisters are holding hands, and Rupert is there, and he is in much worse shape. And he says, it seems you have the bust, and though there is much carnage and discussion of it, nobody knows who did this or who to blame, and they think it was an action of some sort of supernatural entity. The sisters are very interested in what you think of young Euclid's activities during this.
I gave him a couple of more hours, actually. He's a fine kid. He's a little rough around the edges, but he's all right.
Sisters, I will be succinct with you. Euclid has potential. It has not been met yet. But it is there.
I disagree. I feel as though Euclid did what he could do in the situation. You weren't there. You went in and did your own creepy thing, whatever that is. This young boy was the one that was able to defend himself. We do not know what was happening before he came in, but he took care of something that might be beyond and could possibly affect you sisters in the future.
I think that's the main problem, though.
These
He doesn't
sisters...
Regardless, Euclid did put himself in a position alone, had an awful alibi. And Euclid, understand that I'm saying this for the sake of honesty. I do think you have potential, but, well, you fumbled quite a lot. You found a way out of it, and that's what matters. But yeah, you really cooked that goose.
The sisters say that their watchers detected some sort of magic on Euclid's part. Is this accurate?
Yeah, he's like a sorcerer or something, right? What are you?
I don't know.
Well, speak, boy.
I don't know. It just happened. I don't know.
One of the sisters looks at you, and you hear in your mind, Euclid, we have made our decision. If you are mundane, there are better people for your position. But if you can channel the power you showed in that room consistently and regularly, you have a place in this organization.
No, I could do it. I could do it. I could do it anytime you ask. Absolutely.
Very good. So the sisters would like everyone to know that Euclid's test was a success, and that all is well, and that you may clean up and take care of yourselves and await further instructions.
And payment?
Of course, immediately bags of gold are brought out.
Woohoo!
A king's ransom, enough to live for 6 months.
Oh, maybe 2. I'm going to a titty bar after this.
Euclid, you said something a little odd back there.
What do I say?
You seem to submit to something?
I'll submit to anything.
Okay. Just I shouldn't really be acting this way. I'm sorry. This was a point of weakness, everyone. I will leave you be. If you need that.
Yeah, no, I can stand on my own. I'm fine.
I know that I'm bound to Euclid. Can I hear what the sisters tell him? Because we share kind of a soul.
The sisters, but not the worm.
Got it. Okay. Aradol, after being very silent ever since the escape, says, Euclid, we need to talk.
Sure, what do you want to say?
What the sisters ask of you. This is not the way to protect your parents.
It's
This
not
is
like
not the
that.
way. No, there has to be another way.
What other
The,
way?
the magic I saw in there will destroy you. It's dark, Euclid.
So
It's
be it.
cursed.
So be it. It's fine. I care about my family. I care about my life.
You're
I
going
have-
to give up your life to this thing.
I've got to give up my
Euclid.
life anyway. What's the
Please,
difference,
no.
right? Is it it's a gang, that it's these two sisters, and if it's a otherworldly power, or it's you? Everyone has me, right?
The sisters don't care for you. They see you as a tool, as a vessel for this dark thing you found. And I don't know who you were talking to, but every time you hold that blade, I feel weaker connected to you. I can't hear you. The difference between the blade, the sisters, and I is I care for you, Euclid. I care for you.
I just
Euclid.
look. I can control it, right? I can find a way to control it. If that's what they need me to do, I will find a way to do it.
This is
You-
dark, Euclid.
See a rat running across this alleyway. You're walking through the squalor of Shivtown, and it startles you. And on instinct, you like throw out your hands, and a tear in reality appears, and a black ribbed tentacle shoots out, wraps up around the rat, squeezes the life out of it, and then throws it to the ground before slipping back through the tear in reality formed in your palm.
Oh,
It's no longer up for discussion. Euclid, you have to get rid of that thing.
and he runs into the street, into the night.
Euclid!
Once you leave Aradol behind, and once he's not immediately next to you, you feel the presence of the dagger, and you realize when Aradol is too close to you, you can't draw on this power. You cannot hear its voice. And the thing inside your brain now says, "We shall be great partners. You shall have power beyond anything you've ever believed. You wish to save your family.
Yes.
You wish to mold this world into your image.
Yes.
That is available. You simply must train. Accept this energy, and someday you shall be more powerful and capable of than anything you have thought before. There is but one price. A side effect, really. Death will follow you always."
I mean, that was gonna happen anyway, wasn't it?
Silence. Aradol has come back in.
Euclid.
Eh?
What happened?
Nothing, mate. Nothing. I'm fine. I'll just look. I'm just gonna carry it around. All right. Not gonna use it or anything. I'm gonna like try to apparently have like magic abilities, right? I'll just work into those. Okay. And I'll just keep it around. I won't use it. I promise. I promise.
Swear
I
to
swear.
me.
I swear I won't. I swear I won't use it.
Okay.
Euclid, as you walk back home, you look up at the sky where there's a full moon, and you feel the presence of this thing. And you know that's where it lives, on the dark side of the moon. You can feel it, and as you look at the surface of the moon, it seems to writhe and wriggle as though its craters and shapes are made of thousands of infinitesimal worms. And then you make your way home. That's Act 1. We're going to take our 10-minute break, and we're going to come back a few months later, maybe a year later, right? See you all in 10 minutes.
See you then. See you.
Return. Welcome back to Dice, Drinks, and Drama. It is and our special prequel one shot for Euclid. Do we have a name for this?
I think it was Euclid's Angle.
Great. Great.
The Euclidean angle.
Yep. So it's a few months later. Euclid, you've done a few jobs working with the same crew, all pretty successful. You do look a little different, though, right?
Most people would think I got tattoos in general. It looks like these very curly, almost writhing shapes on my face. They are, at the moment, quite still. But I look much more hardened. My eyes are colder in general.
Great.
I stand a little more upright.
So you are back, all of you, in this lobby. You've seen some of each other. Is the way that you're treating Euclid any different?
Like a boy who's done his first job. That's about it.
Oh, it's been like 5 jobs now.
I know how many jobs it's been.
Okay,
I'm just one.
I'm a little concerned, honestly.
Eridol's also concerned, and out of everyone else in the criminal gang, Eridol, I suppose, sees that Whitley has the most concern for Euclid and is always like as a means of relating, like, oh, well, all right, if you won't listen to me, then look, Whitley cares, you should care for yourself, kind of thing. So though he's horrified by Warwick after the blood scene, and he's always had a funny fascination with halflings, and if it wasn't for the sheer horror and darkness of the situation with this cursed weapon, absolutely finds Douglas to be the most fascinating mortal he's ever seen. But overall, in regards to Euclid, it hasn't been easy on Eridol's conscience to be around for these few months.
Right. Is there a tactic? Have you been wheedling? Have you been supportive but concerned? Like, he's definitely been... Why don't you describe what your practice sessions might have looked like, Euclid?
Sure. Euclid, sorry.
My practice sessions. So, it would have been a lot of, like, I guess trying to use spells, worms erupting from my hands and knocking things over, like hitting tin cans. Well, I don't know if are there tin cans in your world, John?
Sure.
Tankards. Wooden cans. Off of
We can call those bowls.
sealable wooden bowls off of things, and
jars. There's definitely jars.
There you go. Knocking jars and shit off. And I also I would think one time I'm doing that and it just veers off and like grabs a pigeon out of the air and then pulls it in my hand. And I'm just like, oh, yeah. It's fine. Okay.
So, something else that has happened is that Euclid has never chosen to kill somebody on the various jobs that you've done. Right? Mm-hmm. But people keep dying, and sometimes as consequences of Euclid's actions, but sometimes just randomly in his periphery. Does that make sense? Death seems to follow him around, but it works for the gang, even though it's a little creepy. Right? Especially since, except for the sisters, there's really not a lot of magical presence in the guild. So...
I actually do have something I want to add.
Please.
I know I'm just going with the 1800s sort of vibe and theme we're going with, where there was a period of time in the 1800s where they would take bodies and they would put them in like these sort of viewing rooms to identify them, and then you'd have like these portholes that you'd look through down into it, and let's say that exists in this world, and Euclid will be going around to them and just staring at dead bodies, trying to get used to looking at dead things.
Wild. I love it. I feel like that might have been a Warwick.
I was like, you could just come to my apartment.
I mean, I'm not
I keep
telling
trophies.
I'm not telling anyone I'm
sure.
doing this.
Okay.
I don't want anyone in my gang to know that I'm like terrified of looking at dead bodies. I want to be like, I'm toughening myself up. These are things I do alone. Thank you very much.
I definitely I slip you a drink though.
You slip me a drink of.
I make you a drink, and then like the second, third time you come over to my apartment, I make you whatever your regular cocktail is, but then there's blood in there.
I drink it and I try to keep a straight face and stare you in the eye. Like at the first sip, I'm like, and then I just down the whole thing while holding eye contact.
All right. You let me know if you ever want to join the other side.
Yeah, I'll let you know. Thanks for the treat.
Thanks for the company. Most people don't appreciate my decor.
Oh, it's very extravagant.
That's a word for it.
I love this mini scene. Like that's enough.
Mm-hmm.
Mini scene with Douglas. What's a little mini like? Do you go out to a bar? Do you go to what? Do you spend your ill-gotten gains gambling or at a
What? No,
house
titty
of
bar.
repute?
Titty bar. We're going to the titty bar.
John's like,
Great.
there's no titty bars and populous
All
rackets.
halflings are
titty
horny
bars.
as fuck in your universe, apparently. All halflings.
Especially ones that leave the rolling hills.
Mhm. That's the real thing. Yeah.
Exactly. So whichever the closest titty bar to me in the vicinity is where we are headed first.
Sure. It's called gosh, what is it? The Succubus's Delight.
Succubus Delight. Listen. Woo. Listen, kid. First of all, let me ask you something.
Yeah, well,
Have you been drinking Warwick's tea?
I mean, I drink whatever I'm put in front of. I can take anything.
That's kind of why I like you. You can just take whatever. You can just do whatever you want to. And everything seems to just work out for you, huh? How's that feel?
It's fine. It's good. Yeah,
It's good.
I
just
make
fine.
I make
good.
it.
Look
I make
at
it happen.
look at where you are. You got to be better than fine and good right now. Now.
This isn't sort of my thing.
Oh, I'm sorry. There's two. Can we get someone else here? Thank you. Three should be fine for you, huh? So, listen.
John, I just read
John,
your chat.
for shame.
For shame.
It's the best hole in the ground.
Not a dry hole, nor a wet, damp hole. It's not
Oh,
dusty, but a comfortable hobbit hole.
We were once
There's
sponsored by
nothing
Wizards.
better.
This is a children's. We were supposed to be a children's
I'm glad to
acceptable
see
show.
it.
Oh, we
Cheyenne.
left that far
Thanks for
behind.
Truly himself in chat.
That's why.
I have to be an angel on the stream, but I get to be myself in chat.
That's why we're at the titty bar. Now, listen. I don't want to step on any of your toes, but you've been squiggling lately, and I'm really afraid that someday you're just gonna, squiggle out of control. You ever feel like you're gonna squiggle out of control?
I don't know if I've been squiggling. I haven't thought of myself as a squiggler, or whatever that means.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, maybe you should look in the mirror every once in a while, and maybe you'll know.
Look, I think they look good.
They look good. They do look good. Just as good as all these girls and these lovely ladies here, right? Aha! Drink.
Hey, you want a lap dance? Says a otherwise very nice looking young lady, but clearly she's been smoking or doing some drugs or something. She's her voice is not great.
Put her your partner.
Yeah. All in.
She rubs all up on you.
As
You
I
can
pay.
fade to black if you want to, John.
Yeah, we could just this.
No, it's fine.
It's still the same. It's still the same. The scene's still happening.
Okay.
I'm really glad that
That's
Dr.
important,
Dolphin
that's
showed
all I'm
up.
saying.
A little pup
We're very good
wangus,
with
but-
safety rules here.
Yeah.
Great.
My boyfriend's obsessed with butterflies. We don't really get to do much. You come here
Boy.
often, sweetheart.
Give me more. Give me more. Give me more. I want more, Doctor. I want more vegetables. Please. You're so good at them. You need Patrick Warburton, please.
Yeah.
Yeah, look it. Yeah, sweetheart. You see the kid in the corner, the one with the weird ass dagger? Yeah, he's the one with the half leg. He's dealing with Sheila right now. She's a lot. She's a handful. Her used to hang back at it. Are you even listening, Doc?
How, what? No, I was messaging Hank and Dane. They're supposed to be doing homework. Brock, is this really the strip club we want to be at?
Yeah, no, Doc. Pretty good here. How's Orpheus taking this?
Oh my, these women are not wearing any clothes. Oh, they look just like my ex-wife. Now I'm sad. Orpheus, you gotta learn to let go a little, man.
Yeah, Orpheus, come on. The Order of the Triad doesn't get to go out much often.
What?
I could go on for days. I'm
This is
sorry.
All right.
No, but excuse me while I just clip that moment for posterity.
So
Um,
good.
And I have to be quiet too.
sorry,
'cause it's
I've
like
got to be the
6 in
bad guy
morning.
and keep things moving. Isn't it a Warburton? We had to have it.
Yeah, we gotta
Um,
get Patrick
yeah,
Warburton
we had
tonight.
to.
Whitley
Yeah.
and Euclid.
Woof.
What happens between the two of you?
Great. Sure. What's something that you would use? Like, what do you value in a person, Douglas? Right. I'll ask that in character. What do you value in a person?
Whitley, you mean? Right?
Are we,
We're,
oh,
we're
sorry.
cutting that scene. We're cutting that scene.
Oh,
fading
we're
to
cutting
black
it?
at the strip club.
Cool.
and going to
Thank you.
Whitley.
Thanks. Good.
Mhm.
Whitley, your turn.
What do I value in a person?
Yeah. What are you looking for? Not like in a date. I mean, like as a person.
I was
Is it-
gonna
is it-
say, like, there's been a lot of changes in you lately, but I don't think I would like to have that conversation.
No, you're like twice my age, I think.
Yes,
Yeah.
at least I actually think I'm. No, yes, at least twice your age.
Yeah.
Not necessarily integrity, but perseverance and consistency. And quite frankly, lately you've been concerning me in that regard.
What do you mean? I've been very
No,
I've been
it's
very
not-
perseverancy.
It's not a matter of that. It's the changes. One of the reasons why I decided that you'd make a lot of sense is that you were just an innocent kid trying to help your family, and now look at you. You have some weird thing living in your face, or
What?
something's going on.
Just a tattoo. I thought it
fashion-wise.
looked cool.
Oh, it's a tattoo?
Yeah.
Oh, then why did it just move? And then Wit kind of puts her hand across the table, which I imagine they're sitting across the table during this, and just starts to poke at Euclid's cheekbone. I'm sorry,
Don't-
but
what
like
are you
it
doing?
really did move.
I don't think there's anything.
Okay.
It's just supposed to be a tattoo. It's just it moves sometimes.
I know the others don't really care for it, but we want to make sure you're fine. You're
Yeah.
doing well, but a little too well, given who you were.
She does care for you, Euclid. The others may be after their own designs, but there's some good in this one. Listen to her, please.
What do you know? I am who I am, right?
You don't have to be like this.
Well, you're about at that age anyway, so I understand if you don't like anyone telling you who you are and who you're not. So I'll back off and return to our business arrangement and say that you could stand to be a little bit quicker on your feet.
Fine. Thanks.
All right. You are brought before the sisters again with a very different seneschal. This one is a young gentleman, looks gutter trash, right? And he says, "Hi, the sisters. They have a job for you, a specific one this time. They need for you to kill someone. Now I know this isn't our normal thing, but it's gotten to a point that they feel as though there are irreconcilable differences with the Alistair family, and a message needs to be made. You're going to be killing Albin Alistair. We believe you've had some connection with him in the past."
But tiny little one with the swiggly fingers and the bus. Right?
Yes, that is him. Yes, that is him exactly. So another packet of information is being given to you. The sisters do not care what you do. They're actually fine if you make it a clear message from the Shivtown Shades. They do not mind in getting embroiled in a large war. They simply want to make sure that he is very deceased.
Right, we've got it.
I knew this would come up again.
What?
Like, I don't know. Something really strange happened in that room.
We close we pull the strings, right? We can remove everything that's connected to it. Take care of it. You got it.
We saw him die.
Not Sir Lavely. Albin Alistair is the Albin Alistair
I thought he was the one with the knife.
No, that was Sir Lavely. Albin Alistair is.
He's the one who was like, "Oh, don't make me speak." Anyways, I didn't want to hear the history
okay.
of this boss.
I
needed to know which of the men
It's
I
my
think it
ring.
was.
He's my good friend. I've seen him in the street once or twice. He's a great person. Can't wait to kill him.
Near the titty bar?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay, I thought so.
All right.
Just right down the lane.
Of course.
So,
Wait, like
Alistair, killing him in his home, killing him on the street, not killing him, but making it look like he died. I don't think any of you want to do that.
I do.
Is this
we can't hear you.
Shut
We'll say this. He is known to go dining at the Prodigal Sun, that's S-U-N, a very fancy tavern in Capitus Rex. He goes dining there every Thursday, which is tomorrow, so it'd be easy enough to plan for. Or you could, he has a very, his estate is very guarded, but you could always try to break in there. You might have to fight some people or all be stealthy, or really just get one person. Euclid has had death happen around him a lot. It's possible that getting him alone there could do it.
The biggest concern I have is who will assume killed him, depending on if he dies at his own estate or in the streets. I don't know where that voice came from.
Dragon Age.
I'm not doing a Dragon Age voice at all.
Cool. John, is this gonna be a poll?
Yeah,
Before I
let's
ask
do
this
that.
poll.
In the restaurant or at his home. Let's do that as a poll.
Well, if we are to send a message, I don't think anything is more intimate than breaking and entering and, slitting someone's throat as they sleep.
Oh yeah, but we got some really nice ribs at that Sun place, and I wouldn't mind just getting a bite.
The constant dilemma. Who gets to
Right.
eat? You or me?
Yeah, well, guess what? I eat food, so it's me. You eat people. It's gross.
I eat blood.
It's gross. You're drinking blood right now, and I know it. I know it. Oh, God.
Allowed to drink when
His
he
house should be
needs
more.
to drink, as long as he's not in a mood, it's fine.
All
I
right.
think my disposition is generally cheerful.
Disposition, but the things that come out of your mouth are something else.
What comes out of his
When
mouth?
when did the conversation switch from what goes into my mouth to what comes out of it?
I guess disposition. I think
Hmm.
that word there changed the conversation like a pivot.
Euclid,
What?
I like you most when you don't share your opinion.
Fine.
Thank you.
You are getting smart, my boy. You are getting real smart.
Anyways, grown-ups, what are we doing?
Well, I think we are. Oh, wait. No.
We're waiting on a vote.
Never mind.
Whitley,
I thought
you've
we
been-
were thinking about doing something real quick, but now that I
yes.
think about it, we could be thinking about this a little bit more.
In the house, it's going to be quiet, right? It'd be hard to see
Absolutely.
what happens. We don't have to deal with poison or anything.
But
Yeah.
if we do it in the restaurant, it's a big public statement that says, hey, don't fuck with us anymore, you know? And I think that's what we really want to get across, you know? This is more than a killing. It's a declaration.
Definitely agree with the public, because it's too intimate to kill him in his own home. Like, we don't like him necessarily. I kind of find him quite irritating, and I wouldn't mind just killing him in the street.
It was surprisingly forward of you, Whitley, to admit that you're scared of intimacy.
All right,
Make
home.
sure people live around you now.
And they do, mostly. It's not like I'm killing people off like Euclid is.
What?
Fair.
All right. The Warwick estate, you're going to be killing him in the evening. He retires to the library for some light reading in his favorite comfy chair at around 9, and then goes to bed every night at 10. He has no guards in his bedroom, no guards in his library, but they're all over the estate, and there's also all manner of maids and such. So, figure it out. Have a little mini heist choice. What you're gonna do, set up the basics, we'll jump in, and then we'll let you use flashbacks to prepare
Mhm.
during the heist itself.
How do you all want to get in? I can't really blend in anymore because of stupid tattoos. It was a bad decision, I guess, right?
Your magics doesn't allow you to disguise yourself?
No.
Oh, shame.
I could put
Then,
a hole
yes.
up, like I can put a hood up, but like
Hmm.
it's harder for me to hide, I guess. Wait, can I? Hold on.
Mhm.
Did I not choose that? I'm whispering to myself. Everyone can hear except for you guys.
Well, the nice thing about libraries is that people tend to be isolated and alone at that time. The bad thing about libraries is that they are notoriously quiet, and we are not. So.
Well, let's see.
Capacities to be quiet.
Well, that was the question. Do we have the capacity for a change in character, or should we try some other method?
No, he can be quiet. I can be quiet.
It's not necessarily you who I'm worried about.
I am also not necessarily concerned about you or them at all.
Death Boy, we're worried about you, apparently.
I can sneak. I
You can
get
be
in.
quiet.
Yeah, I can be quiet.
Shh.
As long as
Oh, look at that. He can be quiet. I love it.
Oh, well, yes, impressive.
I mean,
Still
you
think you
started
should
to
let them
speak
handle
for...
this.
Sorry, what?
I still think you should let them handle this, Euclid. Killing is... It's not you.
I mean, I'm not the one who has to do it, right?
I don't want you even to be near there. Death seems to follow you. It's not right. Sit this one out, please.
So when we going in?
Going in? Oh,
When,
I actually don't know when we're going in. Do you have a plan of when we're going in?
He retires to his library, right?
yes.
That's the east side of the building. There's an entrance there.
Mm.
And he's at the library at midnight.
He's at the library at 9 o'clock.
Okay.
Then we're going in.
The entrance to the estate has guards on all sides. There is a garden entrance. You could go through the garden that is lightly patrolled, but the entrance to the garden is guarded with large stone walls with iron spikes at the top.
Rose.
Then we're going in at midnight. I mean, sundown.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Sounds good to me.
All right, so we are outside the gates to the garden, right? There are 2 guards dressed in the white and blue of House Alistair. They are attentive. They're professional. They are unlikely to accept bribes or easily just be distracted. They all have golden bells at their hips. If they see anything, they are well trained. They will ring those bells.
The Alistairs are. Why am I using my character voice? The Alistairs are like a really affluent family, right?
They're one of the 5 families of populous of capitalist.
Okay.
Sorry, I also the city has changed.
You're good.
its name, so
Yeah,
I mean,
we're moving time zones.
Yeah.
I think that Warwick is going to investigate the outer perimeter for some kind of like a secret exit, a safeguard, something like a safe room, but like instead it's like this is the hidden tunnel out just in case something bad happens, right?
Make a rather difficult investigation check.
Well, I am rather skilled in investigation, but that is a 3 nonetheless. So a 3 plus 6, 9 is definitely not.
There
gonna do
may
it.
be such a thing. You can't find it.
Okay. Well, my initial examination of the perimeter has yielded no results, so no silver bullet, as it were.
Can I make
Silver
that same
bolt.
investigation check?
Sure.
I got a 15. Does that find it?
There is a hidden back way that leads out to the sewers.
Yeah, this one right here with this little chair, he don't look really well anywhere. So I don't know why we would even let him do that. Glad I checked. All right, found our entrance.
All right, so you want to go through all that?
Yes.
Certainly.
So you make your way through the sewers. There are rats everywhere. There's decay and rot. Euclid, you can smell it. You can recognize what it is. You find it not bothering you. Like these rancid smells and everything. It's not like you can't smell it, but the recoil that maybe Warwick with his near deadness doesn't get affected by this, but everybody else is like, oh God, right?
I'm low to the ground now, and I know I can smell it. This is gross.
Yeah. And but Euclid, you're unbothered. The decay means nothing to you, right? And you arrive at the entrance to the mansion. It's going to bring you. It opens up, and it seems that there's an interconnected series of secret passages for use by the people of the mansion. You could use this to get people into the library, to get people into the bedroom. It's up to you.
Euclid, you're quite stealthy. Would you be able to go take a peek at the library
Yeah, sure, I could take care of it.
And send report back and see if it's empty. If it is, bring the chair. Bring the chair.
Yours? Oh,
No.
you're gonna...
No, his reading chair.
Oh,
I'm going to be the chair.
you can do that.
Magician never reveals his secrets.
Hey, you got it. No problem. Done. And I sneak off in the general direction of where I think the library is, which is probably not the right direction, but I'm gonna go for it.
So I was picturing a big plush chair, but it's movable.
Yeah.
Great.
I mean, it could be super not movable. I just think it's funny if since I am already in a wheelchair, cast disguise self on myself to be his, like, old recliner. And it's just like the arms reach out and smother him.
You're slughorning this whole thing?
Oh yeah,
Yeah, right?
vampire mimic.
Oh,
Exactly.
Nice. Oh, Samiti. Oh, what a good reference.
I was trying to think of where I'd seen it, and I'm sad that it was Harry Potter.
Mhm.
Um,
Also
It's like-
Samiti.
Statement
He's
we
a
say
vampire.
lot.
He's a vampire
That's so
turned into
sad.
a chair.
No, but Slughorn pretends to be a couch, I think.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, he does.
I
It's a chair.
saw those movies once.
I forgot about that.
Had enough.
Yeah.
It's a well animated.
had
scene,
enough.
I think.
We are
Yeah.
done.
Exactly,
Anyway.
more than enough. Never
You
need to
play.
again.
Slinks off
Um,
into the distance.
Oh yeah, Troy Barnes does this too. Oh, all right. Anyway, great. It's a trope. Euclid.
Also Frank from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Since we're
God.
going into the trope,
Everyone's a chair.
everyone's a chair. He's technically a sofa.
If you're funny, you're a chair.
The
Yeah.
chair that bites you back, Warwick.
Put a chair
Are
on
you
it.
doing a lot of biting of chairs, Cheyenne? So
Sometimes chairs here are quite tasty.
enough that they bite you back. All right. Anyway, Euclid, try not to get lost. Make a survival check to keep your bearings.
Yep, absolutely. That's not my best roll, I don't think. Nope, it's a +1. Let's find out how it does. Hey, it's a 19. Actually, I did pretty well.
Great.
Mhm.
You open your way into the library, sneaking in,
Mm-hmm.
and you see there is a large plush chair. It is glorious and comfy and probably weighs 150 pounds, 100 pounds.
Oh, fuck.
Technically mobile, but rough.
But there's no one here, right?
There's no one here.
Cool. What if here's my idea. I'm gonna try to tear it apart and then carry back some of the pieces and see if you can figure out what it looks like.
Great. How are you tearing it apart?
Flashback
What?
to right before you went in. I handed you my bag of holding.
There we go. Better idea. Cool. That was a good usage. Cool. I have a bag of holding, so I just slowly work it into it, which I think would be a long, arduous
Yeah.
process as I
I don't know about that, but I was like, if you tear it up,
push it into it. Oh, is it a single piece, or do you want it in pieces? I can do it in pieces.
if you
then.
look,
Yeah.
if you can
This
get
is
it
so
as a single
procedural.
piece, that'd be great. But
Yeah.
I don't think you could.
Cool.
Suppose while he's working on putting the chair in and I have him alone,
Yeah.
you don't have to do this tonight.
Right. I won't. Don't worry about it.
Okay. These last few months, things have changed with you, Euclid.
Nothing's changed. I'm just trying to. Just a face, right? I'm just keeping face.
Okay.
Don't worry about that, alright? You don't have to worry about me.
I'll always worry about you. You're my purpose in this life. It's why I exist. It's why I'm here.
Fine. Alright,
I
if
hope
you
so.
care about me, then can you keep an eye out?
Well, I'll try. I've never been good at being a watch out or crime or any of that, but I
I'm
suppose in
learning.
all the
I'm learning too. Why don't you?
Cheyenne, I know we told you didn't need dice, but do you have a die?
I do not have a die, no.
That's okay. I'm gonna roll a perception check for you
Thank you.
on Ms. Mara Jade's face.
What do your angel eyes see?
You get a 10, which is, I'm gonna say, a 15. I was gonna give you a +5.
Mhm.
Thank you.
It is at that moment, Cheyenne, that you hear the creaking of floorboards approaching this room.
Shit.
Euclid,
No, Euclid, you don't hear anything.
Okay.
Euclid, I hear something. Listen.
Shit. Right. Hold on. Fuck.
Hide. Stay calm. Hide.
I finish shoving the chair inside the bag, and then I like run off to a.
You're quickly shoving a chair inside a bag? That sounds like an athletics check to
Yeah,
me.
I'll take it.
Do it.
It does sound like an
That chair.
athletics check.
While he's doing that,
15.
15.
Oh.
So
It's a
you
-1, so.
shove the chair into the bag
Uh-huh.
at the moment that the door opens.
Fuck.
And Albin Alistair is about half an hour early to his library.
I'm gonna dive into a corner and try to hide.
Great. Sure. Make a stealth check.
Yeah, I am I'm not anymore. You're right. But I still have
I'm not a
those- I still
stealthy
have those-
boy
I
anymore.
still have those rogue things. Today I am. It's a 19
you
plus
were-
4.
Oh.
So 23.
Just rogue.
Phew.
Just
Oh, thank
rogue
God.
things.
He steps in and he says, Marga,
Fuck.
I seem to have misplaced my chair. And a maid comes over and she says, "Oh my goodness, I don't know what could have happened to." He says, "I'm sure there's a appropriate reason for all of this. I finished my work early. I just want to relax. Could you get me the comfiest chair from the dining room?" And he walks in. He pours himself some brandy from a decanter. He lights some scented candles around the room, and you see that though he's got servants and makes them do stuff, like the stuff he can do for himself, he has no business. He's in his 70s. He has no business carrying a heavy chair around, right?
Mm-hmm.
But like the stuff he can do for himself, he does for himself,
Mm-hmm.
right? And he sips from the brandy, looks around the room, and he walks not far from the desk you're hiding under, and begins leafing through some papers. And he says, "You know, I think Maximilian Ferberg's retelling of The Sleeping Prince would be exactly what would help me ease my mind this evening," he says to himself. He pulls a book off the desk. It's a book of overwritten fairy tales. And he goes and he taps his foot. He's like pawing through it, and you see that the angle is like his knee and down.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. How did I get into this room? Did I just? There's a secret passage.
You went
there.
through a secret passage. I didn't describe this. A
Yeah.
secret passage behind a bookcase.
Great.
Mhm.
Is he facing away from the secret passage?
He is, but the problem is he's facing you. He is standing like he is the view right now. You are underneath this table and you are looking at his
Oh.
knees, right? He's tapping his feet. This is what you're looking at right now. He's a foot in front of you.
Great.
What's going on?
I have prestidigitation, so I am going to use. Well, none of those are very useful. Largely, I could put out the lights in the room, which is not what I'm looking for. I think I want to be more creative than that. Oh, I have an idea. Am I smart enough for this?
Yes.
Cool. I'm actually going to heat up 2 books from across the room until they become progressively larger, just like slightly large enough, because I assume it's a really tight bookshelf, that it sort of squeezes out a smaller volume in between them. So it falls onto the floor across the room.
Lord Darshell's Art of Romance. What are you doing on the floor?
And
Something is happening in this room. I need you to make another stealth check. He's going to make a perception check with advantage.
Shit. Hold on. Actually, I just use that. 14 is what I had.
Great. He goes around and he looks back at the desk and he sees you crouched underneath it, and he says, "Oh, hello there. You seem to be in my library."
Hello.
Oh my, you're just a young gentleman with some scarification on your face? My goodness. You must have wandered in off the street. I don't know how you did so. Marga!
No, shut up.
Marga! And Marga comes back in and he says, we seem to have a young guest. I wonder if it's one of Toby's, well, Toby sometimes brings in, young gentlemen off the street. Are you one of Toby's friends?
Yeah. Yes, I know Toby. Toby's is a great. Toby's great.
Make a deception check.
Where the hell? Sorry, there it is. Oh, that's a +8. That's a good chance. Oh, that's a nat 20. So that's a 28.
Marga, if you could go find Toby, who I imagine is sleeping himself away, and let him know that one of his young friends is sorry?
Let Toby sleep. I just wanted to borrow a book or something. Sorry.
A learned street gentleman. Very good. Marga, set up my bedroom, and I doubt that I'm in any danger from this waifish young thing. And we can I'll just find out a little bit about him. Brandy, he says, as he's already pouring it.
Sure.
Great. And he puts it in front of you. And he says, so, Toby and you and a book. What sort of book were you hoping for?
What, say again? Sorry.
You said you were here looking for a book. Well, as you can see, I have an overabundance of them. My shelves are literally bursting with books, as you can see from the one that just flew off the shelf. So I can wager that I could do without a few. So what can I get for you?
Do you have any books on like so I was looking at the moon the other day, and I saw like don't know, I just get the feeling there's like something there. Do you have anything on
yes.
that?
Multicultural Myths of the Moon, of course, yes. I have just the book. You know, the finest view I've ever had of the moon was when I took a northern sojourn to Galabras. Have you ever heard of Galabras? He goes and he's looking on the bookshelf. I'll let you respond, and then we're going to jump over to the other people.
Yeah. No, I've never heard. Well, actually, yeah. My parents are from that area.
You do have a bit of a northern accent. It's one of the reasons I brought it up. Though I would say decidedly dwarfish. All right, pause. The two of them, he could have a lovely conversation with anybody. Point is, Euclid's taken too long to come back.
Yep.
That boy taking too long to come back.
Oh, yes, it would seem so.
Betty became friends with him. Killed
What?
too many people recently.
With the quarry? With the
Yes.
old... He's not that bad at his job.
Yeah, I know that.
Honestly, I think you're selling him short, Whitley.
I'm not.
I don't know. That Alistair, he's quite a fine fellow once you get to know him.
I fooled him a few times. Like
Mhm.
he's endearing, if anything else.
Wait, are you both seriously think that...
Yes.
All right.
I like Alistair. He's fun.
Okay.
He's fun. He's great.
Okay.
So, are we gonna go get the boy, or are we gonna
should
wait for
probably
him to
retrieve
come?
the boy.
Oh my god! You see, this is why I hate working with freshmen. All right.
All
So
right.
you
Well,
guys are now all on the other side of this when you hear him say dwarfish, I would imagine. So we'll say you've just arrived at this point in the conversation. Right?
wait, before we enter.
No, you're not entering. You're listening from the other side of the bookcase.
Friends, before we enter.
Sorry.
Should I go with the chair thing still? Do we want to do that?
I think that you really want to do it, and if
I
it'll
do.
help you out, you should.
No, well, it seems.
Right.
You know what? The wind's out of my sails. It's fine. It's
I
fine.
don't think he's gonna.
No.
If you
I'm not
feel
going in
as though
first.
It's something that you can reflect upon later and feel.
You know what? I'll do it in the private of my own study.
Wait,
Thank
time
you
out. What
very
is the
much.
boy doing? Is he just having a pleasant conversation with him or something?
Yeah, maybe we should stop talking to each other and listen in.
This is very fun. I've enjoyed it.
I am too.
So he says, so you are you have parents from Galabras, you're well read, yet you're dressed as though you live on the streets, and you're Toby's type, which means, well, he likes them rough and tumble, as it were. So what is your story, young man? Do you need a place to sleep for tonight?
Sure, I could always use. I mean, sure. I don't know. I guess I've fallen on hard times.
So, at this
This is your
point,
way out. Talk to him. Talk to him, Euclid. He could help you.
Yeah, I don't know. I fell on the wrong side of Lady Foxtrot, and my family did, and didn't know which way to turn. So,
his eyes darken and he says, Lady Foxtrot and her diabolic, sometimes literally club purgatory have been a thorn in my side for decades. And I'm so sorry that this has happened to you. And then, Euclid, you hear in your head, someone must die tonight. If not him, then whom? Eridal turns back towards you and the voice goes away.
Euclid,
what?
you did that thing again. What happened?
So you know,
So
Lady
you guys can
Foxtrot,
see in
eh?
the room, you see that he is going through brandy. You could do something to the brandy. You could there is a different chair that you could try with an appropriate distraction to replace.
We're done with the chair thing.
Are you though?
No, I've
Go
given
in
it up.
and run him through
There's
with a
another
sword.
chair.
The
Yeah,
idea of you
I've given it
scooching
up.
in as a chair is
I
something
know,
you
it's a
physically
great
can't.
image, but I'm like, it's not happening.
Yeah, I guess the plan just doesn't sit well with him.
Yeah. I shouldn't have revealed my plan. That's the thing. That's the
Oh.
first rule of D&D. If you plan it, it won't happen. I should have
There's
just kept it close to
absolutely
the
a
chest.
chaise lounge fainting couch.
But
The man of taste,
Absolutely.
hopefully.
always
So he obviously, now maybe not so obvious to all of you, but I don't think this man's gonna kill this other man. Or should we just? Because I don't know about you, but I'm not gonna let a little boy get me in trouble with the two sisters.
well, it sounded like for a little bit the both of you were quite all right with that. So.
Oh no, he's a fine guy. He's a fine guy.
Oh, you'll just feel bad killing.
Well,
I don't know. I will not feel bad killing him. He is a fine person.
We could use him as a guarantee of security. Like, this is young man's the only one who broke into the house this evening, so clearly when he puts him off to bed, we can just take care of him.
Wait,
So you propose we wait here in the this corridor until the dead of night, and get out and perhaps slit the old man's throat at midnight in his sleep, as someone may or may not have previously suggested.
The reason we have several plans and the reason I don't tend to participate in those plans is because they're all options on the table.
You know, we did have this as an option on the table.
Yeah.
Let's use it.
I don't, well...
Oh, what? Are you gonna miss your drinking buddy?
No, I just, you know...
It's okay, it's okay. I'll drink some tea. It's okay.
Will you?
No.
That hurt.
We'll get over this together.
It's perfectly reasonable.
It's
I'm
lovely.
to tea. The sage
It's
doesn't cover anything. Do you know how
It's
many
not meant
times
to cover, it's meant to enhance.
It smells like copper and grass.
There have been like at least
Precisely.
40 instances where you've tried to hand me a cup pretending that there isn't any sort of surprise in it.
That's not true. I know you have eyes. You can clearly see the muddy red tincture.
She means you're supposed to tell her that there is blood in it before handing her the cup.
When you ask for... If I ask... I'm sorry if I have, trodden on your trust of me.
No,
I'm sorry,
I
but
trust
real quick,
quite a bit,
how loud
and
are
I've
these?
been fooled numerous
That's a fair question.
I'm assuming that they're speaking in an appropriate volume.
Yes.
Okay.
Actors are being loud enough to be picked up by their microphones and heard by our audience.
Fair.
I will assume that this conversation is actually happening.
Yeah. Okay.
Right? And
We can drop the tea thing. It's fine. Okay. I'll drop it.
No, I love it. Keep going. I'm just wondering if Aerodol's kind of like,
with my 15 in perception.
Back to the room.
Cast damage.
He hands you a book of folklore about the moon. That Lord Darshell had a fascination with the moon, not uncomplicated by the fact that he was bitten in his youth as a werewolf by a werewolf and became one briefly before being cured, because and but he collected everything there is to know about the creatures that supposedly reside on the moon. You know, a few adventurers have even said they've been there. On the moon itself. Oh, no. He spoke with some people who said they did. He wasn't much of an adventurer himself. Look, I came here for a little bit of alone time. It's been lovely speaking with you, and I'm glad you're being taken care of. Can I set you up in one of the guest rooms? We have 5 of them, and they're all empty. It wouldn't be any trouble at all to have you sleeping somewhere comfortable this evening. He puts his hand on your shoulder and he says, you're a good sort. Well, thank you. Thank you so much. Marga, could you see to this young gentleman's living arrangements? And you are being brought upstairs to a bedroom, and then he also says, and Marga, if you could just to make sure that Toby and I have tea tomorrow, I want to talk to him about him continually bringing people in. So some people are muted. Vic and maybe Zeke, apparently.
Muted?
Fuck, I am muted. Oh, I'm so sorry.
No.
How long ago? Sorry. So what part did we miss? I think it's when you said you were a good person. I said, so are you. I would love that. I would love to keep me here. And then I said, you're also a great person. Or you're a great sort. Thank you.
They had a really sweet bonding moment, guys.
It was great. And it's so
really
satisfying. That's okay.
It's when you're a producer, you forget that you're on the mic. You forget yourself. And you notice everyone else. It happens all the
It's
time.
yourself in the production.
Dang it.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's what happened. Dang it. Enjoy. Continue.
And scene.
Unseen.
You step out. Marga is there, the serving girl. She's bringing you, and she's. It's a bit of a hike across the estate to the living chambers, but It should be fine. This way.
Thank you. And I walk through it. And I go, not to be a bore or anything. I just want to know, where does the Lord sleep at night? I just always want to see like one of those rooms, you know, one of those.
Lord Alistair, he has quite the lovely chambers. Of course, you know I couldn't show them to you, but they are quite lovely. Perhaps if you're still here in the morning, he might choose to show you the state of which a lord might sleep.
Of course. Right. Upstairs then.
Great. So she's leading you away.
Mhm.
She's definitely got 1 hit point. You wouldn't need to kill her. You could knock her out if you wanted to return. You could slip away. There are options. You could lock her in a closet.
I know I'm going upstairs. Going
Great.
to the room where she takes me.
So this is a long journey,
Okay.
and you're gone for some time.
Yeah.
Warwick, Douglas, Whitley, Alistair, or Albin has sat back in his less comfy chair. He has sat back in his less comfy chair. He has his little snifter of brandy that is almost empty. He is drinking, or he's pulled out a overwritten book of like fairy tales for adults. So that sounds like they're naughty. It's just like literally, you know.
Neil Gaiman
Like-
novels.
Like Angela Carter's The Bloody Chamber.
Yeah, right. But or like retellings, almost like, I don't know, like Into the Woods, or you know what I mean, like it's like advanced retellings of classic fairy stories, right? And he is clearly, he hums to himself a little bit. He's having the time of his life, as he does every night.
Wicked.
Or just the grim originals, exactly, just like well-written fairy stories.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And he's humming a little tune to himself, sitting in his chair. You guys can see him. One of you could try to sneak in and do something to the brandy. Somebody could just jump out and stab him.
I was like, are we ready to kill this guy?
I mean, and this is what I would describe as the opportune moment.
Perfect. So I'm just gonna, like, this guy, he's not gonna put up a fight if I just run him through with a sword, right?
Well, if you quietly run him through with a sword,
The plan.
don't let him know that you're approaching with a sword.
I was gonna have one last good rousing chat with him too. He's such a nice guy, you guys. He is really
Okay,
really-
and should I be the one who does this?
No,
Because
no,
I have
no,
no
no.
emotional attachment to him.
I'll-
Is he that great of a person? Now I want to talk to him personally.
No. All right, fine.
I bet his
fine.
blood is delicious.
All right, I'm just gonna sneak behind him then and slit his throat.
You slightly creak open the secret passage. Roll a stealth check.
Dice don't fail me now.
Disadvantage. Everyone give him disadvantage. Everyone in chat.
He rolls
Can
a-
you hear me?
he
Can you hear
rolls
me
a
right now? I give him
That-
disadvantage right
No,
now.
no, that's 18.
Too late.
Okay, so
No.
that's an 18 stealth.
Great.
Who's Megaturian?
Eridol, you know it. You can feel it. The energy. He is about to die. Euclid can only stop this from happening if he turns around right now and stops this whole operation. Otherwise, this nice old man will be dead and Euclid will be responsible whether he stabbed him or not. This is the last chance to stop it.
Euclid, we have to go back.
Wait.
He's in danger. This man, this one hope you have to leave this life behind. We have to go back.
Great. I'm gonna smack her in the back of the head
Great.
and shove her to a broom closet.
Roll an
bring her back.
attack roll, dex or strength based with advantage.
Cool. It's
AC is
done.
10.
I got a 15 plus.
Great. Bam. She is unconscious.
14. Cool. I throw her in a closet and I rush back to the other room.
Hurry.
So you go to the room. Douglas has his Skymerhorn Skymitiar.
Scimitar.
Scimitar.
Sorry, I didn't know which mispronunciation we were using.
Scimitar.
All right, he's gonna use
Scimitar.
It's not a
Skymitar.
mispronunciation.
Skymitar.
Like Skimmerhorn, but Scimitar.
I know.
Yes.
Oh wait, do I get
All
Are
right.
you just not seeing the?
I'm seeing the disadvantage. Okay, wait.
Well, it's for now, right? And he is about to stab him through the chair, Euclid.
Oi! Right? No, stop it now.
And you say, "Stop it now!" And flashing out of your hand, shoots one of your tentacles. Roll an attack roll against Douglas.
Cool. That was a 20, actually.
I think that hits.
Yeah. So, basically what I'm doing is I'm going for his sword, not for him. Is that fine?
This is not intentional. You can do things in a second.
Mm-hmm.
But give me just a second. So how did that attack go?
It was a nat 20.
Great. So this tentacle is going to wrap around Douglas's neck. He's going to drop the scimitar, and Albin's going to shoot up out of his chair and say, "What intonation?" And then time seems to slow to a crawl, and you hear, "There are 3 people in this room. One of them is about to die. Euclid, Douglas, or Albon. Choose." Audience.
Well, this is one. I'm gonna make a weird
Oh boy!
Okay.
I really hope y'all don't vote Euclid because
You
things will get
totally fucked it
weird
up.
after this.
How are we gonna do this, John?
Y'all
We
ever
leave
seen
the
Twin
space.
Peaks: The Return?
I love that John.
I'm gonna solve the murder by
disappears.
going back
Makes
in
that-
time 25 years.
I got
and
very
just stopping
excited. I had
it
to
from
stand up.
happening.
Carter, you almost went a whole week.
I can't. I can't. There are
Neither
2
can
things
I
I
at
cannot
this
remove
point.
from my life. It's coffee and Twin Peaks. Or David
Albon.
Lynch in general.
I feel like it's either you or
ALBON.
Connor on
I'm
any
gonna say
given
that's
day.
true.
True. I mean, I don't have the damn fine moniker, right? But
Damn fine cup of Connor. I didn't.
Pacino. Fine cup. Damn fine
Pacino.
cup of streaming.
yeah.
Well, this is all going on.
Oh,
Don't
and Lord of the Rings. That's true.
Euclid with the lead.
Don't put peanut butter on note cards. Be an adult and actually have something that peanut butter
Like
can
a
go on.
spoon.
I did.
Minimum spoon.
Wait. Do you eat
No,
peanut butter?
You eat
using
note
Post-it?
cards?
No.
Wait, do you
so I
scoop
had
peanut
that
butter?
giant spoon that you all saw during the break.
Yeah.
And I just said it and was like, peanut butter doesn't melt in this cold room. I forgot about my stupid body. So
Peanut butter melts?
This is what I
Yeah.
You can make a sauce.
It gets like sloshy if it gets
Sloshy,
like
yeah,
hot.
but
Yeah.
yeah, if
Can you
there's
make,
not too
like-
much sugar in it.
Does it become full like liquid? Can you have like peanut butter juice?
I mean, hypothetically, yeah. It's just like what temperature, right?
Sipping on peanut butter juice.
Like 350
Awesome.
degrees. That's.
I was gonna say, yeah.
Sloshy
like-
really
That's
is the
peanut
word.
lava.
Like technically, you can like inhale iron if it's hot enough.
mean- wait,
but
I would say
you're dead
before
by
you-
then anyways.
Before you stir the peanut butter, when you get that fresh peanut butter, like good peanut butter, it's got some juice on
Yeah,
top.
I'm all about that
I'm saying.
natural
That
peanut butter. I love this
juicy
conversation
peanut
as we
butter.
see
Look,
who's
whoever's the
gonna
one
die.
person who voted for Euclid, thank you.
So
I
Euclid-
think he
Thank
deserves
you.
that.
So
Um,
just
And if I had the power, I would. I would.
If you're like an evil spider,
Ooh.
but instead of
Uh-oh.
webs.
Uh-oh.
Oh yes, do it, Chet.
Oh.
Do it, cause the
Oh, no.
time paradox.
Ah! Don't
Do it!
encourage them. Don't encourage
Don't,
them.
okay, don't, no, we're not gonna count that. I'm not gonna,
I'm not
sorry.
voting. I'm not touching it.
Yes, you are. I
No,
know
I'm
you.
not. Look, it'll out whoever's spending points on this.
How do I? Oh,
Oh, it tied!
And it was Connor.
But was
Of course it
Connor
was
being
fucking
good
Connor.
or bad in this situation? Was Connor trying to right the world wrong?
Maybe both.
Who knows?
Oh,
Oh, also
Connor
Both of
having a
you.
dialogue with themselves.
being monsters. Both of us die
Right.
tonight. All right.
Or Maud's out of. He said he was being
guess
good.
what?
like
or
a
Maud was
spiritual
being good.
death.
I
It
have
was
on
that.
the
I
inside.
got it. Here it comes.
It was divine intervention.
Wait.
wait,
John,
wait. Technically, this works. Because think about it. The way you could phrase it is, Douglas physically dies, but tonight it could be that Euclid, the boy, dies.
Yeah.
So,
So that means
On
it
the
has to be real
inside.
rough, huh? Doesn't it? Good thing this is what I.
All right. A tentacle has wrapped around Douglas's neck. You now have control over it. You could release it, but you're very clear that if you don't, it will kill Alban or yourself. You see that Douglas falling to the ground, gasping, tentacle around his neck.
You gonna let me go to sleep, huh? You blame it on me, huh? Is that what you're gonna do? I squeeze slightly tighter. Oh, you think you can fucking tell me what to be after all this time, huh? You take me to a titty bar, I'm a child, you fuck. And I toss him into a library wall.
Great. As he smacks into the library wall where he lands, reality ripples. And on the other side, you see a vista. Dark. And at just the edge, a tinge of gray. And beyond that, a blue orb with strange masses of green. Now, we as an audience would recognize this as the view from the moon. But we, people of this time and such wouldn't know, right? Wouldn't know what that looks like. So it's this wild landscape. And tentacles, black, oily maggots, writhe around, wrapping around the dead, broken-necked body of Douglas and pull him into the abyss. The portal's closed, chopping off some of the tentacles and one of Douglas's feet, leaving it sitting there, lying on the ground in this room. Warwick and Whitley, I feel like you should react.
It seems like we've turned a corner, hasn't it?
Me?
Do you mind speaking up again? And she gets her rapier out.
Are you going to...
Alban steps back and goes for the library door.
I grab Alban as he runs past and I take my knife and I plunge it into his back.
And it says, your first and second intentional kills. Feed the worms, Euclid. Say it. Use it.
I consecrate this knife upon the blood of my enemies.
And then Aradal, you use all of your power and stop time. He's standing there. I consecrate this with a dagger in his back, and you and Euclid are looking at each other. Now, Aradal, you're not actually here. You're a spirit guide. You're sitting in Mount Celestia, which is Dungeons and Dragons for Heaven, right? And probably on the 5th layer. It's a whole thing. But anyway, you are... he's about to consecrate this kill. You know you cannot be connected to a truly evil being. You must stop him now or say goodbye.
Euclid, this was your way out. This was your way to save everyone.
There was no way out. What was I going to do? I couldn't take all 3 of them.
You didn't have to.
You.
No.
You need the
Euclid.
power to fight them back.
To fight who?
The 2
You've become-
coming at me after this.
Monster you've become. I feel like I don't even recognize you.
It wasn't a choice.
You always had a choice.
Oh, I did. Everyone says that. You have a choice. You have a choice. Where I came from, what I did. I did it to survive. I have no choice.
You call this survival?
Yes.
You call what you've become surviving?
Yes.
This is worse than death, Euclid. You're not even...
Finally, if I can change later, but right now I have to survive. If that means losing you, I'm sorry, but I have to...
If you lose me, Euclid, there is no coming back. There is no coming back from this.
Where do I go then if I die? At
I
this
don't
point,
know anymore.
it's not worth it.
I don't know where you go. I don't know anymore. I failed you.
You didn't fail me.
No.
Oh, I failed you.
No. I should have done more. Yeah, should have done more.
There was nothing you could do. You got assigned.
So much I could have done.
This shit, Bane. You got assigned me. Right. It's not your fault. I want you to remember that. This isn't your fault. It's just fucking fate, man. It's just the life we live. It's the world we come from.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Euclid.
No, no reason. If you need to hear it, I forgive you. It's not your fault.
Find your way back. If you lose yourself to this darkness, please. One day, if you can, don't let it take you. You've lost me, but don't lose yourself. Please.
I'll do what I can. I'll do what I can.
I loved you.
Love you too.
All right. Eridol fades from view and your connection shifts. At this point, your wings are going to burst from your back. What are they going to look like?
They're terrible, tattered things. Like, not bat wings, because that's too normal. They look like writhing wet mounds erupting from me. There's a wetness that drops from them. Something thick, like a. It's not. Something drops from them. It's similar to oil slicks that drop forward. It's iridescent but terrible. It's irradiant but horrible. You see in it, in some ways, the end of all things.
And then, did you see the note in the chat?
Yes. I'm going to tear across the other two. I'm bursting into the. Are you guys in the hallway? Is that true?
They're in the opening from the secret passage. Oh, incidentally, the body of Alban is writhing with black maggots. It's rising up just like the creature that you all saw in that vault. It's clearly hungry. It's scooping up and devouring from thousands of tiny mouths Douglas's foot.
I'm going to grab that and chuck it into the hallway at Warwick, and then go directly at Whitley with my knife.
Great. Great. Roll initiative.
Cool.
I know I try to have a rule for this show of not doing more than one combat in a session, but it seems a mini one is warranted.
Yes.
And I also have a readied action.
Great. What is that, Whitley?
It is Hellish Rebuke.
Great. That is a reaction to be
Reaction,
attacked.
yeah.
So you don't need to ready it.
Mm-hmm.
But I do have the reason I said that is because I do have my sword in my hand. That's why I was like,
Yeah.
The words stuck in my mouth during time.
Initiatives when you're ready.
I have 16.
Oh, that's hilarious.
You have 16 as well?
Yeah.
Cool. What's your initiative plus?
+3.
Okay, you go first.
I got a 3, so
Enjoy the worm, man.
Right.
You know,
And the
and it-
spawn is
and
going
another
at
session.
9.
So I'm gonna burn the one boy I have. And she just very, very, very shakily, because of the whole situation, starts to just raise her finger and point at Euclid. And it's just like, why would you do that? And I need, Zeke, I need you to do a dex saving throw.
Sure. Oops, wrong button. There it is. 16.
16?
Mm-hmm.
You passed. And you see just like a little bit of a flame shoot out from her finger, but then it just dies and just becomes nothing.
You think I'm stupid, huh?
And I
What do you
try to
mean?
hide.
Why would I do that? I know what you were doing. I know the choice you made. You weren't coming for me.
What do you mean?
What do you mean? What do I mean? Did I kill him, leave outside? That's a smart thing to do. Leave me to take the fall.
No, that's not what I said. I said we let you sleep there, we kill him, and just leave that kid behind. Which would probably spare you.
Meanwhile, Euclid, you got to take an action. There's a horrible giant death monster running at Warwick.
Yeah, I get the choice.
Well, you have an action.
I have an action. Now, it's my turn?
Yes.
Great. I need to read, so you said you were going to think I escaped. I need to roll an insight check on that, if you don't mind. Do you actually believe that they would not blame me, a gutter trash human being, who appeared in their house, who's lying about their name, and lying about the reason why they're there, that they weren't the person who killed the other person in the house?
I definitely was willing to...
Oh, thanks for the follow. Someone, for some reason my overlay is above your follow. Thank you for following. Oh, Punlang, thanks for following.
Oh, thanks for the sub.
Oh, a sub? And thank you for the sub.
Yeah, a little subby.
Thank you for the subby.
No. Wit fully believes that they would have found a way of covering it up, that you would have been fine.
Fine. But you, Warwick, as the thing comes towards you, what did you believe?
Well, honestly, I believed that they were going. I didn't believe that this man was going to die. Everyone seemed to really enjoy him and his presence, his company in general. So I was surprised they were going through with the murder. As a giant worm monster is coming to kill me.
Would you have left me behind to take the blame?
A creature is crawling at you. Clearly, this is an extortionary question.
Well, yeah, that's a bit of a loaded question. I would have left you behind. I don't think they would have blamed you, though. Considering I was definitely going to take a bite, and you're very much not a vampire. I love you too.
All of you.
Oh no.
God damn it. This is not the right mental state for him. He did not trust you. He would not have trusted you going into this. He's going to let the thing attack you, Warwick. You have to make a better reason to make me believe it. So I'm not going to attack either of you. I'm going to let the worm attack you.
Okay. It goes before me, right? I'm on initiative.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
So first, it is spitting worms at you. If you could make an 11 dex save for me.
DC 11?
Correct.
Be kind. That's an 11 plus 1, 12.
Great. You manage to bat off the worms, which swirl around on the ground trying to get you. The creature itself is going to claw at you twice. That's a critical hit and a hit.
What's the other hit, though?
Sorry?
What's the other hit? The one that's not a critical.
The regular hit is going to be 13 damage, and the crit is going to be 9 plus 14, 23.
Oh, it doesn't matter. I was gonna shield the normal one, but I'm dead.
Great. So the creature punctures through him and it tries to infest him, but his necrotic flesh is not a good breeding ground. So it literally just starts ripping off limbs and spraying worms everywhere. Warwick is dead by the time it's his turn. Whitley.
Warwick is dead. Is that what you
Yeah.
said?
Yeah.
Dang.
Oof.
I incidentally had not intended on all the PCs dying again as part of our thing, but it's happening.
Sorry, I was gonna make Whitley make a choice to save him, but that didn't happen.
No.
No, sorry. Sorry, Warwick. Should block you out there. I'm so sorry. Goodbye. I'll find which one you were.
Douglas doesn't
Whitley,
even have a
what's your
leg,
action?
and he's.
It's your turn, Whitley.
Yes.
Vic.
Vic,
Yes, oh, it's my
it is
turn.
your turn.
Oh yeah. So it's Tavern. Fuck. Everyone's dead. I'm sorry I killed everybody.
I'm going to disengage.
Great. Run away?
So I'm gonna use my flashback action right now.
Great.
And it's to say that there was a moment where that conversation had gone on a little longer
Sure.
and she had promised to make the fall for Euclid.
You promised to take it.
Yep.
Well, that's not happening. Then. Come on, let's go.
Go?
Yeah. We're leaving now, aren't we? It's done.
I hunger, says the voice inside your brain.
Quiet
You are mine now.
Yeah, I know.
Feed me. Feed the worms. The tattoos on your face begin to writhe, and Whitley, as you watch, one of the tattoos breaks its way and opens up a leech-like mouth lined with terrible teeth before scurrying back into his face. And when his eyes open again, they are pure black.
Run.
Whitley runs.
Whitley runs. What you hear as you leave Whitley is mass destruction. The zombie tears through the rest of the building as more of them awaken. Eventually, the Legion is called in and they have to destroy the infestation. The fall of the House of Alistair, not entirely destroyed, but their mansion is destroyed, is news in the city, and nobody knows why. Even though only Whitley returns, she is regarded as a success. The sisters don't know what you did, but you did not kill just the target, you killed most of their family. You are lauded, and Euclid falls to permanent darkness. And that is what the rest of Euclid's life would have been. A assassin monster dominated by the worm. And for about 9.5 years, it is, right? He goes around committing things for the. Do you want to describe it actually, Zeke? Let me hand this over to you. What is Euclid's
Sure.
life like for several years?
He's very quiet. He's mercenary from that point out as like an assassin in general. His signature is not his choice, but the worm's choice, in that the hilt of his blade needs to be fed more than him. More than what it has happened in this, where he has to take a piece of the creature and then wrap it around the thing he killed, wrap it around the hilt. Whether it died through his actions or through the worm. And over years and years, everyone around him who's close to him dies. Mysteriously or through his own hand. Largely unintentionally. Whenever someone does die who's close to him, it's not like he actively killed them. It's more that they like, fall forward, or the worm eats, it takes from him over that time. And then, yeah, that's his life for quite some time.
And then one day,
There we go.
Euclid is himself again. He suddenly has control over his limbs, control over his body, and his power is gone. He discovers that a group of adventurers actually traveled to the dark side of the moon and killed the monstrous worm that waits. And actually, one of those adventurers becomes Consul Julia Artegas of what is now Populus Rex once they overthrow the beholder that's taken over. It's all history at this point. The point is, Euclid, after 9 years of the most despicable acts a human can do, is suddenly himself again.
Oh god. I need to get a drink. And he immediately runs to a bar nearby, and then spends quite some time at that bar over the course of a few years in between that, and I think our last scene, correct?
So we have an epilogue scene. That was the end of Act 2. We have an epilogue scene, which we are going to do something ambitious that might fail utterly.
All right. Hold on. Let me put on the right.
As our longtime viewers know, Euclid knew Skymerhorn enough that when Skymerhorn ascended to deity status, they were able to connect, and Euclid became a dementia warlock with Skymerhorn being his patron. Skymerhorn is, of course, Zeke's previous character.
Yeah.
Zeke is going to do a short scene with himself as Skim and Euclid, showing us the moment that inspired Euclid to stop feeling sorry for himself and start making the world a better place again.
Sure.
Look, Zeke has got a challenge here. I want everybody's support, everybody in the chat. If you can be like, go Zeke, this is going to be amazing, because I know he's a little nervous about it, and but in the best way. I hope this is supportive. Let me know when you're ready.
Ready. Okay, let's do it. Skim, the one time we were in Capitus Rex, like very beginning, like super early in our show, we stopped at Capitus Rex. Let's just, this is right after, if anybody watched it then, I don't know how many people are fucking watching at this point, but at one point, Skim said goodbye to our little Cobalt friend, and then there's a little space of time there, and during that time he walks into a bar because he's a drunken master, so he has to go in. And on that bar he sees someone who has their own space that no one is sitting around them, quite a distance between them and anyone else around. It seems like everyone is afraid to be near him, and Skim walks over, and because of who he is, right, he just walks over, sits down, slams his fist on the table and says, "Hey, barkeep, can I get a drink?" "Thank you." "So, friend, what are you doing here?" "Wait, what are you talking about? Are you talking to me?" "Yes, I am talking to you. Who else? No one else nearby us. Who else I talk to?" It's just, right, no one really talks to me anymore, so, what you mean? He said, "What are you doing at this bar alone?" Right, I guess I was, thinking about things years ago, what led me to be who I am now. Choices I made, and, trying to drink them away, right? Isn't that what we all do? You drink, you forget, eh? I'm sorry, did you just touch me? No, hey, hey, I'm sorry. No problem. Will not touch again. Hey, it's fine. Don't worry about that. So I guess I drink to forget. Yeah, you're right. So I wouldn't drink to forget in general. I drink. Look, hey, you're at the bar. Sometimes you like to tell stories. I tell stories. You tell stories. It'd be fun. Good times, right? Yeah, you're the reason why I drink, right? So when I was like you, when I was young, right, I would tell stories. I'd drink to forget, right? I drink to look at me. Tiefling, I have a sawed-off horn, right? I cut it off myself. Oof. Self-hatred. Not good. No way to live. So I went on a walk. A long walk. During that time, I spent times inside the, like, in the swamps, and I, like, stood there for days, and I just figured out that the reason why I drink, right? The reason why I do it is to not to forget. We do this to forget, yeah? We don't do it to forget. We do it to change. You drink to change, yeah? You change the perspective, you change the life, yeah? You reset, you press a button, you do a different thing. When I sat in that swamp for hours, and I looked out and I let the mosquitoes eat off of me, I let the bugs bite me, but when I was doing it, eh? My mind went away to find a new self. 3 days I stay up alone. I didn't have to drink, I stay up without drinking. And I find something new. I learned, yes, drinking can be too, yeah? You can do it, you can play with it, you can be that easy reset button, but you don't have to do it that way. Spin around 6 times, your brain gets fuzzy. Stay up for 6 days, your mind gone. You have a new way of looking at the world. You could do that. You don't need this garbage to do it, eh? I say, no more of this, no more drink. Eh? What do you think? Right, you serious? I guess, sure. Yeah. Guess I won't do that anymore. Fine. Right, why not? Sure, I'll go 6 days without sleep and then fucking whatever. Sure. Look, you're saying you want to restart, yeah? That's why you drink, yeah? That's why you do it, yeah? Why don't you come with me? We're about to sail away. So, I forgot to tell you this. So you could spin around, yeah, you could stay up for 6 days, but you could also, right? You could also do fall in love, yeah? Also happened to me. I fell in love very young. I fell in love again. And I realized that person who I fell in love with, she's not dead. It's a long story, but yeah. We just found this out not too long ago, and we're going there now. Now to see her. Would you like to come with us? Wait, I don't think I can. I don't think I can go anywhere right now. I think I have a lot to think about my life. Okay, well, should you ever want to go somewhere, leave this city behind, sail that way. Going to a pirate island, ask about the pirate island, I don't know how you'd find it, but sail towards it, eh? Right, I guess I will. Well, great meeting you. And to you. Guess I'll see you around, eh? Sure. I'll see you around. See?
Hi guys, it's me, Carter, or Finnegan, or Editor. Whatever you want to call me. First off, I want to thank you on behalf of the whole DD&D team. It means a lot to us that you're watching our content on YouTube. It's super cool. So please be sure to like and subscribe and ring the bell and all the other YouTube stuff that you're supposed to do. Second off, I do want to say, if you enjoyed this episode and you found yourself being like, oh man, that was cool, but I sure wish I could have been a part of that conversation and helped decide where the party should go, you can. You can watch us for free on Twitch every Wednesday night, 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Eastern Time. We are simultaneously on the twitch.tv/Dice Drinks and Drama channel and the twitch.tv/D&D channel. Wizards of the Coast is hosting us. It's awesome. So those links are down below, along with a whole bunch of other cool stuff that everyone on the team is making. Vic's got a module. Devrin's got a podcast. I may have something eventually, and I'll put it down here, along with our Patreon. It's super cool. There's a couple tiers, lots of exclusive content, and yeah. That's it.